Well, the patch notes are out. This is it. This is the information you've been waiting for. No more speculation. No more what ifs. This is what you're going to need to be able to get billions for the Catalyst expansion. Not just the patch notes, but how you can prepare for the upcoming X-Pack. So if you want the best EVE guides, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and EVE enjoyer for the better part of 10 years now. And the Catalyst X-Pack dropped today. We're going to put it out literally today. This is one of the most exciting expansions I can remember, with mining changes, with one of the best looking ships in all of EVE Online, the Odysseus. And we're going to be showing you what you need to keep it going. Let's just dive in. No more intros. Let's talk about it. 2D map. Now, we knew this was coming. We saw what was up with the 2D map. It's going to not just be two-dimensional. This is one of my favorite things about it. There's more to it than that. There's a lot of other things happening with the 2D map. It's not just going to be a flat version. A heat map view, when zoomed out, the overview of the universe is going to be easier to see. I'm pulling up stuff as we show this. Tube subway style when zoomed in for a clearer look on the connections. And I wanted to pull this up while we were doing this. We're going to be looking at the in-depth thing that CCPB look at this Chad of a man. Show me. He's looking at that beard is so, look at the aura. Look at the power that this man has, Chad. So we're going to show you how the map looks in the new X-Pack. Let's go to theater mode here so we can see all the good stuff so y'all can see it. Let me zoom in and look at how this, look how good this looks. Look at the sheer Viking aura, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you can zoom in. The 2D map makes this easier to see. Now, my Parchment enjoyers loving the triangle at the center of the map. Ladies and gentlemen, loving absolutely seeing all this Parchment smack dab in the middle. We love to see it. And you're going to see us talk about this a lot when this actually comes out, but this map is now usable. That's the thing I want you to understand with this map. It is now something that is not just like nice to look at, because right now, the map is nice to look at, okay? And there are filters, and this visually shows the scope of New Eden. But tactically, you know, from a task management standpoint, it's tough. The filters are all over the place. You have to basically use .lan. Not so anymore. Now you can go into the game and see what's coming in. Let me fast forward a bit because I want to show kind of what's going in here. And I want to showcase like what's happening with the various filters and how you can start using what they call like subway mode. So let me unmute this so you can hear what, I forget their names, but we will CCP new devs whose names I don't recognize. Hopefully I could shake your hands at FanFest. So let me show you from their own words what this new map is going to look like and see. Let's see about it. So,
so the first thing we did is, now if I zoom in here, we actually just give you the value, because one of the pain points people have been seeing in the past is that it's almost impossible to tell the difference between a 1 and a 3, which when you're looking for active players in space and you're afraid of getting killed, that's definitely a pain point.
Yeah.
But so what we've added now is the ability to see the data straight here on this expanded version of the 2D map.
But this is huge, because not only can you see the like zoom out heat map, like tactically let's say this is filtered to player kills or capsule kills, whatever. You can zoom in and you can see the number. It's going live next week, Hetero, and we're covering what this means. What this means is you can really dial in on the data. And as EVE players, oh baby, are we big into the data. And for the color impaired, think about it like that, Croix. Yes, usability just went up, up, up. Big stuff. We're going to be talking about CSMs after this. Weaponized autism. I mean, that's pretty good. And yes.
But then also,
let your weapons fly.
Added a way to fiddle with these data scaling. So if I go down here to this fancy new legend, and we open the settings panel for the filter itself, we can now start fiddling with how it's showing the data. And the first off, we can just switch it over to logarithmic, and then it'll take the values and scale them up more rapidly, which will give you a clearer distinction between the lower ranges of the scale.
Choices, not just on how the numbers are displayed, but the colors they're displayed in. Accessibility is important in video games. Some people are colorblind, chat, and they can't use the map. Now they can. If you don't like red and orange, you can switch to other colors, whatever. This is really cool and not a small thing because it lets you make the map how you want it to look. Okay? No longer is it just everybody has the same map. It's unique to you. We can't, in EVE, we're made fun of for not being able to customize our characters. It doesn't really matter because we're in a ship the whole time. But I like the fact that our UI is a certain color. Our map is a certain color. It's now like, it's like you go onto your command deck and all of the UIs are how you like it. I'm in for this. This is not a small thing. We like this. Flying in stations, CCP Sparks, amen to that. Yes, this is a good change. Good change.
The values and scale them up more rapidly.
W for
which will
CCP
give
devs.
you
W.
a clearer distinction between the lower ranges of the scale.
Okay.
It'll kind of flatten out the upper range of the scale.
It's released on Tuesday with the rest of it. Go cow. Soon.
But
Jack, can we get some 07s for CCP staff in the chat right now? Big deal. Thank you for the raid and thank you for being here, CCP staff. It's good to see you. Sparks, how we doing? Good to have you.
That is preferable.
Yes. So what it does is squishes together the higher end of the range, but it makes it easier to see the difference between 1, 2, and 3. And it's particularly valuable for pilots in space, for instance. But we also made it so that if you can go and open the legend again. So if you're actually only interested about seeing systems that have from 1 to 3 players, for instance, you can lower down this number and put it from 1 to 3, 4, whatever you're interested in, and change it back to linear.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you apply, you can see that only 1, 2, 3, and up to...
Boom. Show me... Jarvis, show me players, show me systems where only 2 capsules have died in the past day. Jarvis, show me systems where there's Kernite and where only like 3 people have died in the past week. Jarvis, add a pho bowl to go to my shopping cart, please. You can do all this stuff now with the map. It's usable now, ladies and gentlemen.
6, it's our current range, gets the color,
Sick.
and everything else is just darker. So you can still see the values, but the range is smaller, and it helps you with identifying the systems that you either want to avoid or you want to target more easily. And this is true for all the filters that have a heat map visualization. So whenever you want to change the range, and maybe you're not interested in the lower end, you're interested in the upper end, you want to see where a big battle is, and you want to see where there are at least 500 players in a system, you can fiddle with the range and show that on the map. And
Jarvis, show me where to yeet my ship so I can go out in a giant blaze of glory.
it's going to cut out everything else and only show you the outlier.
Go back to that. Show me the zoomed out goodness. Show me, let me mute it for just a sec. Show me the zoomed out goodness. That was hot. Let's see, I have it muted for just a sec while we go through. She presses apply. God bless. What are their CCP names, Jen? I don't remember. So, and look at this. Look how, like, I can only see the big stuff coming in. Show me the biggest battles in EVE. Boom. Not surprised. Daggum Lotrek. So it's Jarvis. It's Aura. Oh, that's true. Does Aura have Aura, Chan?
Everything else and only show you the outlier.
Pretty sick.
We can also adjust the colors of the range, and this is helpful when you're working with different filters. So for instance, you want to see pilots in space and in the last 24 hours, and let's say that's in space, for instance. So you can color code the different filters you're using so that when you're switching between your favorites, you can identify the filter that you have currently active with the colors that you have chosen.
Make it yours. Not just, if they had just made like this map, hey, you can change the colors, that's kind of whatever, right? It's good, that would be cool, but now you can take all this information and you can treat it like it's a daggum space sim and make it yours, chat. That's pretty sick. Okay, let's fast forward a little bit because I want to get to the point where they kind of talk about, I'm gonna just keep on clicking. Editor, you can leave this in. Yes, I want to get to this point right here. What's your word B says?
One who's looking for example, the new mining sites that were added into here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can show that off as well. So because as has been announced.
Look at these filters. Look at the bottom of the screen. You don't have to go up into the freaking gear at like the top of the map and scroll and try to find it. There's, what do you want to find? You want to find stuff about Corps? Click this. You want to find faction warfare? Boom. You want to find insurgencies? Boom. Services, whatever that. You want to be serviced? Pause. AO. Click that. Planets for PI. That's I'm a PI enjoyer. You want to find mining nodes? There it is. They made all the information accessible. Let's go. Gross.
Announced the kind of the flavor of this expansion is mining and stuff like that.
Look at that.
We've added a multitude of new filters to help you identify and find mining content in the game. First of which is the anomalies filter, and this will show you around you the
and look at how when you zoom in, you can see the influence of eFrontier in this. Those for the Frontier enjoyers know their map is similar with the numbers and the zooming in. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? You can see as you see, okay, look, there's 22 of them here. I want to drill in on that.
Filter. And this
zoom in.
will show you around.
Oh, it's this system. Interesting. Love this. Very cool.
You. The anomalies that are detected in space around, I think it's about 5 jumps.
5 jumps, yeah.
5 jumps around you, and then 1 jump around you, you will actually get more information.
You can see the presence of anomalies in the ore map within 5 jumps and have detailed information, if it's, thanks, use my code, if you are 1 jump away. How many industry people are watching this and your eyes just went like this? Type 1 in chat. Are there rock enjoyers, rock and stone? We're on the belt. We got a frothy brew. We're with the boys. And now we can go find our stuff easier and color-coded.
So this is a new way of displaying data, and here we are actually grouping pins together
into clusters. I think it looks much better.
We're going to talk about it, Tom. Yes.
In the 3D mode.
In the 3D mode.
Because then you can... This is a new paradigm that doesn't only...
And you can swap back. You know, like...
I like the 3D mode. I don't like the 2D mode.
Fine. You can keep using it. No problem. You can still use the same filters in 3D mode too. Pog.
Show filters in a different way, but also allows you to navigate the map in a different way.
Yeah.
So instead of zooming in and out yourself, you can click on the cluster of items, and then it zooms in on the information that you're looking for.
Yeah.
I want you to see, this is kind of what we were talking about with a lot of the other patch top level stuff, and we're seeing it in the deep level too. CCP games, it looks like a core ethos, and what they're doing is they're giving you the choice. They're giving, which is what we want, right? Players want choice. It's the same thing with the Gabbin Cube, with the new Steam machine we were just talking about, right? Where they're letting you choose what to do with it. It's just a PC and it's a console. Instead of just playing games, it's literally a small PC. Same kind of things. Where, hey, you like the 2D map, you like it, use it. Hey, you like the old map, the 3D map, you can use it. You can choose. Instead of saying, hey, there's an updated map, you have to do it, which they could have done. They're letting you pick.
I think it's a fantastic way to have...
I want to smell the map. You ever think God stays in heaven because he's afraid of what he's created? You know, it's like, maybe some of the things are meant to not be a choice, ladies and gentlemen.
Not interactive.
Yeah.
But also very usable. Like this is going
Usable.
to help usability a ton if you're looking for specific clusters of things.
Exactly. And this filter is the first of its kind, but we see this application.
Is the map scratch and sniff?
Jarvis, find me new systems that have that smell like cotton candy. Nope, scratch that. Jarvis, find me Aura. Find me systems that smell like Kernite. What does Kernite smell like?
We'll have to see.
Being useful for different types of data.
Totally.
Definitely. But if we switch back to the 2D map, and we can show you now the ore distribution filter. This one was a bit surprising to us, because what's happening here is we are showing the number of asteroid belts all over New Eden.
Yeah.
It was surprising to me that we don't actually...
Planning your expeditions just became one button click away. Correct, Super Greybeard. Planning your mining expeditions just became one click away, And so is mining hunting. Chat, don't be alone. Get that friendship a-going. I want to find class 1 asteroids. Boop. Let's see what they say.
You have asteroid belts in all of these regions, which is crazy.
Interesting.
So...
Did you know that? There's no asteroid belts. I knew Pochfin was like random chance. But look at all these systems that just don't have asteroids in them. I didn't know that.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. Because now if I go, let's say I'm looking for a specific type of ore, I will now choose class 1, and I will be presented with all of the class 1 ores. And
I want to find kernite. Where do I go? 2 clicks. I want to find mordunium. Where do I go? 2 clicks. Does this mean you can plan your PI with this? CK. Oh, we're going to have to update our PI guides, aren't we, chat? Chat, 2026 is going to be our year.
Through here, we can give you a rough estimation of where you can find this ore, as well as purple highlighted systems where it might appear in anomalies. And then
here's where it is. Here's where it could be. Big deal.
This is for
big deal.
All types of ore in the game, just classified into these 3 classes.
Yep. And we're also trying to surface some information about ore sooner. So you can see in the sidebar, we also have what you normally see in the show info window.
Let me move my chat. Do you see this? Do you see what I see? Reprocess materials, variance, average price per unit. What they've done is they've made, hey, I want to go get stuff. Is it worth it? You can have, and this is not like it is that, it's like an estimation for sure, but it helps you to plan. Where's the fun? There's some fun. The question is answered of, is there fun to be had over there? Answered, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.
But to make it more accessible, especially towards new players, we're trying to put this information in a higher level when you're trying to dig in and learning the ropes and you don't know like which ore is better to mine or where.
Really good point. You don't have to go to third-party tools. You're seeing that is another core ethos you're seeing really into every other update, that we're less depending on third-party sites. One of the biggest problems with newer players is they don't know the like 17 third-party sites we all just use because we have to, because it just makes the information that's in the game be easier to find. Now, at least this is in the game.
You can find it. This is an option on top of what you can already do in the agency, but with a more approachable design as well as more spatial context because you can see it on a map.
For sure. If something's in the agency tab, you don't have really any idea what that looks like mapped out in front of you. So being able to see, oh, these things usually live over here. This is a really cool way to get like a good feeling on the universe itself.
Yeah.
Really good point from B that, and again, it's about the choice. Some people like lists, right? You go to the agency tab. Some people like the fact that it's like, okay, resource harvesting, asteroid belts. I want something within 2 jumps and I want it to be whatever. And ore type, I want to find Nesis. I know it's not going to be this, but let's do any security within 10 because Nesis doesn't appear there. Okay, there's none here. Some people like this way of playing where it's like a list. It's very black and white. Some people like the visuals where show me Jaspit. Okay, all right, some over there. All right, maybe if I right click that, show info on system, you get to choose. The 2D map is not just a 2D map. It's way more than that. It's a ability for you to go play the game, plan your expeditions, hang out with friends, enjoy New Eden more effectively. That could have been its own expansion. We haven't even started. Let's keep this going. They improved the data visualizations that we were just talking about. There's now a legend, date ranges, logarithmic and linear scaling, customizable colors, big stuff coming in. Jump range visualizations. Can we get some W's in the chat for the new 2D map from CCP Games, literally visualizing how far you can sino in and out? Where's the ore? Where's the stuff? The 2D map. Very large change for CCP Games. Wow. My goodness. Good stuff. D-scan arrows have been added to 2D maps. You can use your arrow keys to navigate the map. You can use your arrow keys and people will still be gatekeeping. We give them the choice. That's right. For those things. 2D map. Let's talk about the mining UX UI improvements. I haven't seen this. Okay. All ore mining ships and basic Empire corvettes have come. This works for the corvettes too. They come equipped with a built-in mining surveyor. All ore mining ships and basic Empire corvettes now come equipped with a built-in mining surveyor. So does that mean that all the, where's a corvette? Does that mean that my corvette just has a slot that cannot be removed, is just like, there's just a slot that cannot be changed? That's a surveyor? Is that what it literally has an onboard mining scanner? Is that what that means? Corvette isn't ore? No. Read this. Read this, chat. Read this. Okay? Ore mining ships. This means that this is all ore mining ships. That means from the Venture up to the Hulk, they all have a basic and all basic Empire corvettes. That means Velators, the 4 races, and their basic corvettes. That means the Velator. They come equipped. Current Surveyor will become something else. And they said the crit chance mods. Okay, so all ore mining ships, Ventures to Hulks, will have a built-in Surveyor, and the basic Empire corvettes will have a built-in Surveyor. That means you just get like a slot. This reads to me that it can't be removed, can't be added to. It's just a clickable button everybody gets. It's a button, not a slot, a button. That's the first time in EVE we've ever seen something like that. That's a W change, and that gets my gear turning because that is the first iteration of its kind. That means other ships could have something similar. W for Alpha Ventures, huge change. Built-in mining surveyor, providing immediate access to in-space resource data without requiring a separate module. That's a really big deal because it means like, hey, check this out. So might be time for my Iron Man run so we can start with Novelator and go from there. Let's see what this looks like, chat. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. Venture has it. Ooh, it's like a button. Look at this. Get out of here. Look, it's this button right here, chat. It's not a module. Look. Look at that. Click. Jarvis, show me the Pog clip again. Show me the Pog clip again. Something I want you to see, chat. Not only did that sound awesome, very immersive, okay? Really excellent. But look how different colored they are. Pause, AO. The bigger one, pause, chat. The bigger filled up rocks are yellow. The smaller, not as much stuff in them, are blue. Visually showing you, instead of just having like this, you know, like,
this one has 2K, this one has 10K.
Instead of just showing you numbers, visuals, I want you to see another core ethos that EVE Online devs are doing. They're building immersion into the game. So there's less UI reading, more visuals. Everyone else, yeah, a semi is applicable here. Crits don't remove more ore from the rock, either just bonus rock. That's quite the Pog. There it is. So then you click into the rock and you can see it shows dense feldspar, and it's kind of hard to see, but like 6,000 ISK per M3. It shows you the ISK value of the rock, not the it doesn't show you how much ore is in it. It shows you how much money is in it. Because that's what we care about. It shows you the money. We don't have to do math anymore. So, you have to dumb it down for the miners, finally, right? Money me. Money now. Me a money a wanting now. Money a me. It's really good stuff. Okay, so first of all, W, that it's built in. I think you're going to see more of these. Okay. Get out of here. This arrow right here represents a change in thinking from the CCP Games devs. We have seen the T3 destroyers have unique buttons here, stance dancing, as I like to call it from other MMOs, modes. You see the DPS mode, the propulsion mode, and the tank mode. This is, to my understanding, the first ever next change that has specific ship modules in this little area. What? You can tag me, you can quote me. This area of the in-game, your undocked area is going to be unique to certain ships. I can see classes of ships getting unique button clicks in the not so distant future. Covert ops ships can have special abilities compared to other ships. Command ships will have special buttons compared to other things. Tech 1 ships don't get them. Tech 2 ships do. And they're different. T3 cruisers could have specific stuff for certain things. Scans built in for exploration ships. This is really interesting because it pulls back the curtain on what could be coming in the future for the ships to make each ship feel unique innately. Now, this isn't, and this is not necessarily a very big bonus. It's just a good thing to get started in. We'll see. We'll see. A dedicated button for command burst would be very, like, Tom, imagine the Caldari command ships have a unique command burst that has a weak shield boost. So you can put shield boosts and make them better, Tech 2 versions on any ship. But the Caldari versions have a built-in one that's like Tech 0.5. It's not Tech, like imagine every single command ship has a 0.5 Tech, built in. So you can do your Tech 1s, you can do your Tech 2s and have a better, stat. But the 0.5 is just there. That'd be interesting. That'd be really cool. So then like Drakes can always do a shield boost. And Galente ships can always have an armor boost. It's weak, but it's something. That would be interesting if that happens. And if the CCP devs type nothing, because if I just revealed what's happening, they're sitting there going like,
Loru found us out, say nothing, back to ChatGPT for more ideas.
It's okay, Chad. Let them cook. I believe in them. They will continue forward. Okay, so let's keep going. I didn't know about this. The overlay can be toggled on and off via the HUD. More choices. Very big deal. Very big deal. Clicking the scan button again will rescan your surroundings. Makes sense. Mining Survey Chipset Module. The Mining Survey Chipset is a passive mid-slot module. Enhances Mining Surveyor with detailed information and number of units. So it's not just obsolete. You can get a mid-slot that improves your onboard building thing. They've made it better, dude. Yeah, a built-in Bastion mode for Marauders would be kind of sick, Tom. I actually love that. Only one Mining Survey Chipset module can be fitted at a time. Basic, Tech 1, Compact, Tech 2. Survey scanner modules have been converted into the chipset modules. There it is. There it is. We have changed what those do and made them more immersive and better. I love this. Really awesome. W change. Or industrial command ships can provide upgraded mining surveyor functionality through the Mining Foreman Burst, granting members access to the same enhanced survey data provided by the Mining Survey. So if you have the Mining Foreman Burst, if you have the better one, you can give your fleet the same Tech 2 version of your burst. So everybody else has the basic chipset, right? And you have the big one. By using your burst, you give everybody else access to the Tech 2 scanning variant. Very cool. Very cool. A more team gameplay. We like this. We enjoy it. Cargo hold capacity. First of all, W change. Let's get some W's. Let's get some W. Really cool. Making mining more immersive. Really cool change. Taking something that was just for you and really not used and then made it like fleet accessible and made it immersive. Really good stuff. Well done, CCP devs. Excellent job. Excellent job. Cargo capacity indicator. While mining surveyor overlay is active, a new icon will display the current capacity of your mining hold in the space scene behind your ship to make this information accessible at a glance. So you don't just have to leave your like ore hold open at all times. That's so great. How many of us multi-box on the belt and you just have to like keep your inventory open and now you don't have to. It's just there. It's a part of the game. This direction, you're right, Tom, is so good. Faster, let's get to the meat. If that was the potatoes, let's get to the meat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the meat. Faster mining cycles. Mining lasers and strip miners now have 4 times faster cycles. Let me read that again. Mining lasers and strip miners now have
4 times faster cycles, baby.
Glass clad harvesters have 2x. Nothing about ice. Oh no, that is ice. Never mind, we're good. Making mining operations more responsive. The yields per cycle, capacitor usage, and mining crystal volatility damage have been adjusted to maintain the same overall mining yield over time. What this means is that before, in 1 minute, if you got 1,000 ores, okay, 1K ores, you're still getting 1K ores. Now, the cycles are faster, so you're not sitting there as much. This sounds like it's not a buff. It is. Because what would happen when it was a minute, if this is the finished cycle and you were here and somebody warps onto you and you like forget to click it and you just press warp out, you miss all that ore. Now, in that same time frame, you have 4 cycles. So if somebody warps onto you here, you still get these 3 cycles. That's why it's better. Easier ninja mining. It's more active on the mining and makes it less, you're not sitting there for 3 minutes while it just sits there. So now you don't waste time killing a rock that's almost dead as well. Really good point, Snow. If a rock, let's say you mine 1,000 ores in that 1K cycle, and the rock, let's say you mine 1K, and the rock has 2, not 2K, 2. Let's say it's 200 ores. Okay, and you're mining that rock, it would take the whole cycle for you to get 200. Now it just takes you that much. Boop, rock's dead. You're like, oh, you move on. This is such a massive usability change. This makes mining just more fun, period, full stop. Well, that's already a W change. Mining crits, mining lasers, strip miners, ice harvesters. Now, thank you for mentioning that because I do ice mining. Can now experience critical successes, granting bonus yields without reducing the remaining ore in the asteroids. No residue. Just better. Really good. The chance of critical success starts at 1%, and bonus yields from a critical success starting at 200%. What is that? You can get up to 200% chance? What does that mean? Does that mean that means you can mine now and then also your next one crits? I don't fully understand that. Maybe some people that finish college can help me with that. Both valuable will be increased through skills, modules, and mining form and burst. Good. Critical success notifications will appear on screen. Added audio visual cues. Give me the dopamine. Oh, you get 200% ore. That's pretty sick. Give me the dopamine. I want to hear. We're all playing Arc Raiders, right? And when you get that epic drop, it's da-da-da-da, and you're like, good. That's you. It's like that. I want that in my veins. That's pretty sick. This is a big deal. This is a big deal because it means that if you're new and you get a crit, you're like, feels good. If you're a maximum player with the best modules, the best, it means that I want you to see something, that there's a thinking in Eve that you want to do the lowest common denominator fit. Give me the cheapest possible fit because my yield doesn't change. This represents a completely different opposite end of the spectrum, fundamental shift in how miners will mine. I don't want the cheapest coveter. I want the best kitted, girthy, thick, blinged, expensive Hulk. I want the whole shaft. I want the Hulk. That's getting clipped. I want my Hulk to be the biggest possible blinged thing so I can get the maximum crits. I want the best stats and cut. I want the largest Hulk, the biggest Rorqual. And yes, that means then you have to defend your maximum fleet, because the gankers, I was going to say they were coming, but I'm not going to say that. Instead, I'm going to say they're going to show up, which means you need bigger defense. So if you have a blinged mining fleet and you have bigger people showing up to take you down, and then you need defense, which then they'll bring a bigger PvP fleet, which means then you need defense, and then you need more money. This one change turns Eve from
I'm just gonna get the cheapest possible thing
to a high octane,
maximum action. Let's go get some rocks, baby.
kind of game. My goodness. And all because the rocks now go burr. Unless you're Horde, because they're gone. That's right. Really good stuff. Wow.
Can I have a bisque, brother?
Yes, brother. Show up for mining fleet. Undock. Let's get. Where's those those Chad gifs? Where's the Chad memes that are hop on Eve? Now it's going to be hop on Eve memes. Because there's a ton of these hop on Valheim, hop on Eve, but there's none. Somebody make a Chad gif that's hop on Eve, and that's what we're going to be. Because rocks, that's what we're doing. Let's see about it. 2 new skills have been added to the benefit of mining critical success systems. Makes sense. Mining precision is a rank 2 skill. Tech 2, got it. Provides 10% bonus to mining lasers and critical success per level. Makes sense to me. Mining exploitation, new rank 6 skill. Interesting. That provides a bit harder to train. Provides a 5% bonus to mining laser ice harvester critical success bonus shield per level. Pretty sick. Of course, there's going to be new skills to train. Very excellent. Very awesome. We love to see it. So really sick. Really, really sick. Let me keep going. Oh, God bless you, Verdi. Of course, of course. Thank you, my friends. The rounding system used for changes to mining cycle rounding. So before we go to this, this represents a fundamental change in how Eve is played from bottom to top. Too long have the min-maxers been right. And they say,
I don't want to undock with 3 billion when I can undock with 200 million.
Now it's, I will undock with 3 billion because I want to crit every single time, baby. That's going to be sick. That's going to be sick. I'm very excited about this. So let's read about this. The rounding system used for mining yields have been adjusted so that the amount of ore you receive over time while mining will closely match estimated value of your modules. The rounding system used for mining yields have been adjusted so that the amount of ore you receive over time while mining will closely match the estimated value of your modules. I don't understand that. So if I have ore mining lasers, I get more ore? Is that what that means? Previously, help smarter people in chat, help me understand. Previously, any remainder of less than 1 whole unit of ore was left over after the ore unit volume was divided by... Chat, I am not smart enough for this. My God, somebody help me understand what this is. People will still be risk averse, but it means that if I want to gamble on a bigger Rorqual, I can implement a system of... I don't... Chat, I really am just not smart enough for this. So I could have the chance of receiving 1 additional unit of ore, so that over time, your overall yield will tend towards the yield will be expected from your module attributes and bonuses. What I think this means is that if you spend more on your mining ship, you'll get more returns overall, roughly speaking. Ready, chat? I am not kidding about this. Here's what we're going to do. This is going to be really funny. Really funny. Okay. Welcome to the future. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, this is what it means. Here's what you can...
I'm literally doing this. I was not kidding about this. Mining yield rounding in games like Evenline now uses, I don't know what this is, old system. While your mining cycle yield wasn't a whole number unit, any fraction was dropped, lost forever. New system, each cycle has a probabilistic chance to round up by 1 extra ore unit. Over many cycles, your total ore matches the expected yield, no more systemic loss. Okay!
Loru, maybe you should have finished college.
You're right, Grok. You're right about that. Okay, maybe I should have. So, very fun. There you go, chat. So, this means that there's less burn off and you get more overtime. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. 1 key compression shortcut. I could actually get emotional about a key binding. Oh. I'm free. We're free. We can key bind it. We can key bind it. 15 years I've waited on the asteroid belts. This is amazing. A bindable hotkey can be assigned to compress all ore, ice, and gas in your ship. At once when you have access to compression in space through the mining foreman ship in fleet. Ladies and gentlemen, press C to compress all. Might I remind you, that means you can use your Stream Deck to do it. You can use the mouse we showed you in our mouse video, the MMO mouse video. So you can have a button on your mouse and go compress. Boom. Boom. Chat, I gotta tell you, that could be its own expansion. That we're like,
welcome to another CCP Games live stream. My name is CCP Murthy, and we will...
Not a prediction, chat. Just calm down.
And we're going to be doing our new mining update expansion Catalyst that we're adding a single button. You can now map compression. You now map compression.
And the reaction to that would literally be like, oh my God, new expansion. The absolute reaction to that would be this. Every miner would be losing their mind, and we get more than that. Oh baby, let's go. Mining laser. Let's just keep going. We're like, how far? Oh my God. Hey, strap in. Get some coffee. Let's do this. Okay. Wake up, Chad. Wake up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep it going. Okay. Mining laser efficiency, mining form and burst change. A new mining laser efficiency charge for the mining form burst has been added. New charge provides a bonus, a 50% mining critical chance, and a minus mining residue for fleet mates within range. I like this because this is really sick, because it means you can choose the other mining crystals are longevity. And this is, I want to gamble. This is, I want that critical. I'm going to be.
So I can use the hypernet while I'm on the belt with my massive girthy Hulk. It's just
going to be great. It's really great. I really like this change a lot. Mining is fun again, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you should read. All the mining form and burst charges provide enhanced mining surveyor functionality to all affected fleet members that are piloting ships with an integrated mining surveyor, allowing them to track the remaining number of units in the ore standby. So all form and bursts make your built-in mining surveyor better. Okay. Wow. I've never wanted to do a mining stream because they're boring. What if we take out chat? We'll save that for later. Okay. Just okay. We'll save that for later. So Okay, we'll save that for later. Big numbers coming in, chat. All right. New introductory message when entering astrofields. Fine. Mining anomalies. A new message will appear, letting players know the name of the location they arrived at and an estimate of how depleted or how fresh the asteroid is. I didn't know I needed this. Put yourself in a new player's brain. They get onto an asteroid belt. They start mining a rock. There's nothing. They start mining a rock. There's nothing. Oh my God, this is already chewed through. They go to another one. Oh, this one, now I have to find out if there's value. They just let you go without even trying. Oh, hey, let's just move on. This one's already good. Like, that's not needed. But my goodness. Wow, my W key is going to break before stream is over. Chat, let's get some, before we even talk about the phased asteroids, let's get some W's for CCP games with the mining crit, mining changes, survey changes, built-in modules, new things. Mining is fun again. Let mining be great again, ladies and gentlemen. And it is. Wowzer, good stuff. CCP games. And now let's talk about the brand new material in EVE Online. Let the gold rush begin, ladies and gentlemen. Phased asteroids are here. Let's take a look at these. Look at this. Okay. Is that a Rorqual? That's the Rorqual? Bruv, we got to get onto these. I got to get some footage of these. I hope the test server is up. Let me, they let the EVE partners sometimes record stuff, and I really hope that they will let us do it. Let me see it. Let me see it. I'm going to check the EVE partner Discord later. Looks like I'll be able to, chat. Hopefully I'll be able to get you some footage. That's one of my goals. Look for that guide very, very soon. Once the embargo lifts, sub to the YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. We passed 38,000 subs, making me one of the biggest EVE partners out there. Thanks for your support. Go sub to the YouTube. We will be giving you, if you want an in-depth guide on anything you're seeing me talk about, sub to the YouTube. Okay, because we're going to cover all of it. We're going to cover all of it. So phased fields are high-value mining sites featuring unique mechanics. They spawn randomly in low and nullsec. I'm glad it's not just null because our friends at Fleet need something to fight over. Okay, so that's good. It must initially be discovered using probe scanning. Yo. That one change. You're in nullsec. And it just, oh, hey, there's a phased mining field. Everybody kind of whatever. Hey, we see one on the agency. Let's form up. It's more passive versus there's no notifications. There's no, hey, it's there. And then one of your boys is out looking for ghost sites, is out looking for things, and they go, FC, I found a phased field. And all of a sudden, the Discord blows up. Everything's there. It's exciting. W. Love that. Excellent. Oh, Rorqual prints are gonna, the prices of Rorks. Welcome. Why do you think I just bought one? Okay, because they're gonna go up and up and up. In addition to the incredibly valuable Prismaticite, which is the brand new thing, several high-value asteroids have superior grades present, which can be mined at any time as normal. So in addition to the new thing, they have like epic Mordunium or something, you know what I'm saying? These sites contain a hyperspace fracture which will slowly move across space, breaching any phased asteroids along its path. Okay, once breached, phased asteroids are phased out and can be mined for Prismaticite at 10% efficiency immediately. So you've got your grid, and there's like a thing that's just going to keep moving. And as it hits the rocks become phased out. And you can mine them instead of Veldspar. This one is now, once the big thing hits it, is going to be Prismaticite. That's really interesting. Very intriguing. So not being in J-Space is a bit sad. I got to tell you, I don't disagree, but I think that's because, and you can clip me, the expansion after Catalyst, I really, really feel, I have no firsthand knowledge, pure speculation. I really feel like we're getting sleeper stuff very soon, like buyable ships potentially. And I really think that after the Nexus Reckoning event, the wormholes are going to be like certain things will be in wormhole space, certain things will be in low and null, certain things will be in the abyss and Pochvin. And then it's like you have to go to everything sort of stuff. We'll see. We'll see. I think that's coming. I really do. Because think about it like this. They add something new and unique here. They can just add it to wormhole space a little bit later. Right? That's what I'm thinking. So clip me on that, chat. Once breached, after deploying a mobile phase anchor and connecting it to your industrial command ships, the asteroid will phase in and can be mined at 100% efficiency. So you don't need a phased anchor, but you get 10%. This is a new thing. Can only be attached to industrial command ships. That means can be attached to the Porpoise, the Orca, and the Rorqual. These three. Okay. What are the prices on the Porpoise? Jarvis, but good. Give me this is not a joke. I think that the prices on these ships are about to absolutely freaking skyrocket. So I'm just going to go buy 5 of these right now because I think that porpoises are going to be used a lot. Okay, so just give me how many do we have? I am not joking, chat. I am a man of my word. Okay, so we're just going to buy a couple of those. I think I have a couple orcas already. No problem. No worries. We're just going to commit to that. Thank you. So it can be mined 100%. So once you use the mobile phased anchor, which must be connected to either a porpoise, an orca, or a rorqual specifically. Can the Odysseus do this? Can the new command ship do this? I don't think so, because that's not an industrial command ship. Okay? The Porpoise is already one of the best ships in the game, in my opinion. We talk about it. I don't think the Odysseus can do this. No, so because I assume the Odysseus can do everything. So I just thought, it can do everything. So we're going to get there in just a second, Sleepy. You are correct. This persists until it phases out over time or the fracture moves away, collapsing the asteroid. Got it. Mobile phase anchors require 100 energy, to phase in the phased asteroids. Rorquals provide 100, Orcas 50, Porpoises 35. So you need 3 porpoises to use the phase anchor, 2 orcas, or 1 rorqual. That's really cool because it means if you want to be mobile, you need 3 porpoises. If you want to be tankier and get better compression, you need 2 orcas. And if you want to commit the real goods, just 1 rorqual is needed. Very big deal. Blueprints will be available for 140 million ISK in the following locations. How many of you, after the video that we did 2 weeks ago, when we talked about how get an alt into the ore area of space because you're going to be able to buy all this stuff, how many of you did put an alt into the ore area of space to prep for buying these goods? Type 1 enchant if you put an alt into the ore area of space so that you can get the Pioneer, the new mobile phase anchors, all this other stuff. You subbed to our YouTube. You saw the guide, and you are better for it. Well done. A jump clone, good enough, Zeri, good enough. Amen to that, brother. Yes, sir. Already have a jump clone kit, and see, Maya, you're doing it, my friend. You already got it. Could buy a Squall BPO if you get the mobile phase anchor. Also true, you can go to the upwell areas. Very true. Good points. Good job. Hey, Remind me. Got some smart people in this community, I tell you. Once the fracture has moved halfway across the site, a beacon is spawned, revealing the site. Once revealed, the site's location is visible to everyone in the solar system. It becomes visible on the star map. Not only is the rift that moves from left to right once it reaches the center. At the point where I'm doing some things, champ. Once it reaches the center, this is a clock. You have till it reaches the center until everybody in the area knows where you are and what you're doing. This is a clock. Because it's not just, hey, it's on the star map. It becomes visible to everybody in the solar system. It becomes warpable without probe scanners. This is a really awesome change because it makes it like we have to get there now. We have to get as much as we can. And then once it hits half, we have a choice. Bug out or stick around and see what shows up. Pretty sick. This is fun. It's why can't more video games just be enjoyable from a system perspective? Ugh, we are going to have a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, gonna be good. Prismaticite is resource rich, but it's also the first in a new type called erratic ore. Do what I said. What did I just get done saying? This means that there will be more erratic ores coming to the game. Maybe some in wormholes. Maybe something I would love is a mining abyss filament that takes you into a not anything to do with the abyss currently. It's a timed room with mobs mining spot in the abyss where you got 20 minutes to kill the mobs and mine as much as you can. And if you die, you lose everything. Like in the abyss it is now. That would be sick. I would love that. That's my, CCP Games. Take that and run with it. You can call it a Mirthy tag, if you would be so kind. Okay, so I want no royalties. Just call it a Mirthy tag, and then we will continue forward. So that's going to be good. First of a new type of ores called erratic. This represents a new chapter in EVE Online. We're going to see about it. Going to be very, very cool because this reads like an abyss filament. We're 1 degree away. Fleet ops in the abyss would be sick. Would be very nice. Okay, so good stuff. Resource rich. When it's reprocessed, each reprocessing batch will randomly become one of the 8 possible mineral types and provide a variable quantity of that mineral. So it processes into something at random, meaning that what I like about this is they haven't actually added a new mineral to the game. They added a new ore to the game. So you're going to start seeing fluctuations in ore prices is, oh my God, a null block just hit a big crit in Kernite or whatever, in a Pyrite. And now there's a crap ton of Pyrite this week. Man, there's not been a lot of big Prismaticite crits in Veldspar. So there's not a lot of Tritanium. So the price is lower. This actually changes every piece of the market in EVE Online. This actually changes EVE Online from start to finish, from Venture to Titan. And we get to make some money out of it. Oh, chat, we're going to have so much fun this next year. Capsuleers can control the mineral output of Prismaticite by running an unrefined mineral reactions. How many of you watched our guide 2 weeks ago and started training up reactions because they announced, hey, reactions are going to be a big deal? Type 1 in chat if you started training reactions after our last video. Let's see about it. See? You guys are smart. There it is. Reactions for the unrefined minerals can purchased from the Upwell Consortium. Sure, there it is. Unrefined mineral reactions require stand-up composite reactor. Yep. This means that it has to be done in a player-owned station. That's what that reads at. New player here. Welcome in, Carboni. It's good to see you. This means this has to be done in a player-owned station. Okay. Obviously, it's a reaction. Unrefined minerals can be reprocessed into their respective minerals with variable output quantity. This means you can exercise some control, but you have to go into dangerous areas, right, Holy Angel? So you can do it in dangerous areas. You can also just reprocess it wherever, and it just gives you random stuff. Very good stuff. We love to see it. My God, Prismaticite. Let's get some W's in chat for Prismaticite. We're going to see how this plays out. Really cool changes from CCP Games. W's for Prismaticite. W's for phased anchors, for making mining great again, for increasing the fun. Let's see it coming in. Really big stuff. Thank you for the super chats coming in on YouTube, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you. I will talk about those a little bit later. Thank you for that. So we will read those soon. Mining content. Revamped asteroid belt remnant sites found in all starter systems and career agent systems. It is instead been replaced by an Empire-managed asteroid belt instead with enhanced visuals and NPCs. Number of sites reduced from 3 to 1 to make it more likely for new players to meet each other in the new sites. Oh, I love that. New sites use an acceleration gate, which will only let standard ventures and Empire corvettes inside. Veldspar size increased 10 to 12x. Ladies and gentlemen, the new bros have a sandbox to play in that the ganking potential is way down. Content for max level players. Little itty bitty sandboxes for the baby accounts to play in. And yes, ganking ventures incoming. Sure. But no more like 20 catalysts coming in and just destroying all of the sites. This is look how they're thinking of all kinds of players. Look at ganking corvettes incoming. Not a joke. Real. Absolutely correct. Kernine Amber anomalies will now spawn rarely in all high-sec space. Big W. They didn't used to before. This means the pricing of those minerals will be more stable. Will be more, not so peak and valley like, so catalyst nerfing catalyst low. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Actually funny. Kernite Amber anomalies now have full visual pass. Nice. So they look better. Great. Kernite Amber anomalies now slightly higher chance to spawn in high sec within 3 jumps of faction warfare systems. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That means that if there's an area of conflict, there is going to be ore around that conflict more likely. That's a really interesting change to just help the machine of PvP and mining and conflict and corps happen. Sick. Kernite Amber anomalies have a very small chance to get an escalation. The brand new high-sec exclusive mining escalation. HQ, this is in the back. You're right. This is in the back of the faction warfare. High-sec mining escalation. High-sec mining escalation. High-sec chat, really? New bros rejoice. Care Bears rejoice. You can have some fun too. Awesome stuff coming in. Love this. Hidden amber deposits, which need to be probed down. With the scanner probe will also appear rarely between point in high-sec systems. This non-new bro systems. This site contains some platinoid amber, higher chance to get a mining escalation, higher chance to get a mining escalation. If all you do is mine in high sec, how many of you have seen us talk about the new bro venture fits? And on our venture fit, that is for new bros, we like to say, slap a salvager or slap a probe scanner on there. Now you're going to want to have a probe scanner on there. We're going to have to redo all of our stuff. Okay, I'll add that to my list next week. We're going to have to redo all those videos, and it's going to be great. High-sec mining anomalies, such as Kernite number sites, rare border sites, ice belts, and the new managed asteroid belts will now spawn a beacon into space on the overview when a player first warps onto them, like faction warfare sites. So the high-sec mining anomalies, you're going to be in Eve, okay? And they're not going to see them on your overview, and you're not going to see them on your probe scanner. The moment someone warps onto them, one person, you're going to see a little beacon, okay? And you're going to see it on your, you might not see it on your probe scanner still, but you're going to see it on the beacon. This is really cool because it means if you're the first, you get to like have first mover advantage, but it's still findable. So, oh, definitely Pandalop, you can use the Pioneer. We're going to cover the Pioneer for sure. So love this. This is a system where the first people to get there and then the beacon spawns, that gives you a nice like, oh, somebody's been there before. When we do our faction warfare yeets, we're like, hey, somebody's been to that ice mining heist. I know they have because there's a beacon on the thing. So we're prepared to fight versus, hey, nobody spawned here yet. Get there. Pretty sick. We like this. They've been added to the default mining overview. Very nice. I'm going to add that to my list. Updated overview. Overview video. We're going to have to update our overview video for sure. We have not added these beacons to anomalies in low sec, null sec W space for now, since miners in the areas of space might want to hide their activity. Sure, I can see them not adding these mining anomalies at all because they have prismaticites. They have these. So it's kind of like they have you guys have the phase shifts, other people have the mining anomalies. Why I could see them adding some kind of mining anomalies to low sec, for example, in the coming months for sure. The hidden Amber site found with scanner probes and the high sec mining installation do not spawn a beacon when warped to, as players might want to keep the location to themselves. So the mining escalations, excuse me, let me refute what I just said. They do not scan beacons. You have to keep scanning them down. This is really cool. Null has mining escalations. Yeah, they don't need more stuff. Null got plenty with the prismaticite and the Sov stuff. They have plenty. They took prismaticite. Hey, existing players are going to get an update. Max level players and the new players can go have some fun too. I love this thinking. This represents another key shift in EVE Online's thinking, where in the past, expansions were like, hey, here's a new ship and a slightly new system. This expansion might be one of the biggest expansions I've ever seen in EVE. Like, it's not as big as the wormhole expansion, because that, I think, was the biggest expansion in all of EVE Online's history in terms of sheer content. But this is like close, you know, and remember, use your new map to find the stuff. My God, this is incredible. There's so much. Let's keep us going, Chad. There's so many. Let's kind of go a little bit faster because there's just a lot of stuff going on. Oh my God, there's so many things. Okay. So that was the prismaticite, new mining content in high sec. We love to see it. Added system-wide buff into the HQ systems that grants mining speed bonuses. Whoa, that's really cool. You get even more mining speed bonuses. That's pretty sick. NPC mining ships. I love this a lot. Encouraging miners to show up. And then you get PvPers, and then you get defenders, and then you get content. So it just keeps it going. Embassy mining ships now spawn much more frequently in their faction respective HQ systems. Right. So it's like, hey, you can get more mining speed yields. You get more yields, but you have to defend yourself. Makes sense. Okay, fine. Veldspar deposits now spawn at Empire. Wow, that's really cool. They're now where the shipcasters are located for each chat. That's a big deal. Right? Someone in Fleet, some low-sec pirates tell me that's a big change, right? That's a massive change, right? Like that. Like these changes were like, okay, pretty cool. Hey, that's really nice. Add some more content. The HQ systems are now where the shipcasters are located for each empire and are listed below. My goodness, let's read this. We're adding back the Amber and Kernite anomalies. We just read a lot of this. They took place 5 years ago. Only adding back the Kernite and Amber anomalies to keep Noxium a more low-sec focused mineral, sure. We want to add back a source of Amber and Kernite to high-sec so players can be able to mine it for level 3 and 4 storyline trade missions that require it. Okay. Also add more valuable sites that are slightly less predictable than the rare border sites, which spawn in the same locations, sure. Additionally, we're adding high-sec escalations as rare jackpot for high-sec miners. Yeah, you're really seeing, it's like, how do we make the systems fun? Mining has been this boring, stupid thing for too long in EVE, and now it's bigger and better. Pretty great. And to encourage mining in Faction War per Empire War HQ systems, them to become a market trade hubs and good places for producers to buy and sell minerals. That was the first thing I thought of. Now that there's Veldspar and more mining, you could, chat, one of you is going to go set up your own like mining industry hub in the HQ systems, and you are going to be the de facto buying and selling market hub for those faction warfare systems. It's where the shipcaster is. It's where the shipcaster is. It's where the shipcaster is. You die, you set your burner clone to Onaman, you buy some ships, people are building stuff and making it there, and then you get back in the action. W. Absolute W change. Wow. Improved visuals of low-sec asteroid belts. There's more? My God. Low-sec mining anomalies can now no longer spawn multiple copies of the same site in the same solar system. Sure. Balancing update. Makes sense. They're going to be more spread out. They're not going to congregate a single system. Sure. Rare border sites that could spawn at 0.5 null-sec Blue AO sites could now spawn in systems with blue AO suns. Wormhole, I don't know what the hell this means, but this is like, they could spawn there and now they are more spread out. Fine. Adjusted the medium Jasper deposit and renamed it average Jasper deposit. Matched the naming scheme. Good. It no longer spawns in every low-sec system. Will now instead appear uncommonly throughout low-sec. Increase the size of the asteroids. Increase the number of asteroids by 4 to 6. So sure, you can find it more rarely, but it's just more rare. It feels more rewarding. Sure, I'm not even halfway through the page yet. Strap in. We're going to have timestamps in the YouTube video. Use them. Double the chance of the small variation of mining deposits from appearing in low-sec. Sure, just there's more stuff. Removed rogue drone NPCs from low-sec small anomalies so that they are a bit easier to ninja mine. Let's go. With ventures prospects, you would literally, I always said, don't take your ventures and prospects onto those like named sites because you die. Now you can just go. The standard asteroid about NPCs can still show up at the anomalous. Fair, fine, sure enough. Still some danger. It's more dangerous, but not as dangerous. Add a new variations of the small mining deposits as hidden versions. Need to be discovered with scanner probes. Interesting. These variations are higher quality of ore and much higher chance. The low-sec mining escalation. You are never going to be without a probe scanner if you're mining ever again. We're going to do an updated venture mining video in the next week when the X-Pack drops. When you're in high sec and you're mining on, I can't type, and you're mining on your venture, when you're mining on your venture, you are going to be able to scan down stuff. When you take your prospect or your endurance into low sec, you're going to have a scanning probe to be able to scan stuff down. And notice, this is a nerf to barges. How many high slots do barges have? 2. Right? This means you have to choose yield. You can bring your endurance for ore, your prospect, and it can still scan stuff down. If you bring your retriever, your coveter, whatever, you lose out on the yield it gives, but you have yields with your barges and utility with the expedition frigates. It actually is an expedition frigate. You could mobile depot, of course you can, but that's another thing to get. Another thing to have, you can. But the expedition frigates are now actually for exploring. Show me that horizon. You know, that's really great. We're adding a small ones for now to see how players respond to them in low security space, hoping extra safety of needing to discover the site first, higher quality of ore, making them attractive to modern state to more mining ships in space overall in low sec. I've said this before, there's very little reason to mine in low sec because you just don't, someone say pioneer. Yep, nosy. It's almost like we need some kind of ship that's in between the venture and the barges. We're going to get there. All low-sec anomalies now have a small chance to escalate into a new exclusive low-sec escalation. High-sec got a escalation and a bunch of new bro and Care Bear focused goodies. Low-sec got new scannable sites that are also given escalation. And you can get prismaticite in low-sec. No-sec got big prismaticite stuff with the Rorqual coming in and the veiled asteroid fields of a smaller amount of minerals found in large crookites, sure. They're condensed into far fewer asteroid higher tiers, but you have to scan it down and an added advantage to other players needing to combat probe you to find the site. Mining is fun again in all areas of space. And we're not done. Mining missions. All mining missions have an enhanced visual pass. Let's go do some once it comes out. And we'll do them on stream. All level 1, level 2 mining missions have had their ISK and LP pads increased by 50%. W, because they were pretty weak. We made some quality of life passes, making sure the mining asteroids usually within 20 km of a warp endpoint. Yeah, because some of them are like 60 km, right? Always be found with an onboard scanner. Players don't have to move too far to be able to mine the ore. That's a W. Now that everything has been replaced with non-interactable objects to the mission, you should be able to be at the top of the overview. Chat, tweet this. Okay, clip this when people say that CCP Games does not care about missions. They do. They're just making sure to do them at the same time as other stuff. Mining missions, buff. That's a W. They've already added a system that encourages me to get the girthiest hulk and put it onto the grid. The best Rorqual, the Prismaticite, maximum yield, maximum ISK spent, and now I can roll and can get some Gamba to make my ore strip miners better. Ladies and gentlemen, mining mutaplasmids, lasers, strip miners, ice, gas, drones. Ice drones, not useless. The new mining module mutaplasmids can be found in Abyssal Dead Space. If you don't know how to do Abyss, we have Abyss guides that you can start doing them in a ship that costs 1 million ISK to start. T0, you could get mutaplasmids. We're also making endgame Abyss guides. If it's get ready, let's up those numbers. It's pretty sick. Also, a potential reward from the Concord Rogue Analysis beacon sites. They added them to Abyss and Crabbing. Looks like Crabbing's back on the menu, boys. Time for a guide on that too. We did just put out a C5 dread ratting guide where you can make 1.5 billion ISK in an hour. Not clickbait. Actually, what up? Crabbing, it's a crab beacon, C-R-A-B. We call it Crabbing. It's a null-sec thing. Let's get some crab guides, huh? Chad, type 1 if you want to see me make a crabbing guide in nullsec. Type 1, and we'll tap our null connections. See if we want to type 1 if you want to see me make a crab guide. It looks like we need some carbohydrates. All right, good. Y'all want to see it. Excellent stuff. Chat, mining mutaplasmids, missions, low-sec buffs, Veldspar buffs, faction warfare buffs, high-sec buffs, null-sec buffs, Prismaticite, Rorquals. The mining changes are a W. Let's get some W's in chat for the mining changes. Well done, CCP Games. I did not expect this much. One section of this could have been an entire expansion. CCB Sparks, thanks for the follow. God bless you and the fam. Welcome, and it's good to have you. And we're not even halfway down the page. Let's keep it going. Use the timestamps in this video to find your favorite and keep it going. We've arrived. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Pioneer. Let's see what people better than me say about the new ships.
Polaris back again. So we're going to be talking about the ships. We're going to go talk about the Pioneer and the different variations of it. We're going to talk about the Odysseus, which is the brand new SOE ship. And we're also going to talk about carriers and the iterations and kind of new things that they're going to bring to the table. Let's start by getting the screen share up. And I should find myself somewhere in Polaris here. And I'm going to go over to the Pioneer. I've situated these just in space so we can hop into them and discuss them. Sweet. We had a video go out today and a bit of an explanation as well on the blog. The Pioneer sits somewhere between Venture and Exhumers. Is that correct?
Yeah, or Ventures and the mining barges.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, because right now the mining barges are pretty expensive. They're around like 70 to 80 million ISK to fit them pretty well.
Yeah.
Whereas like the Venture is like you can fit a Venture easily for under 1 million ISK. And so there's like a pretty big gap between them. And we wanted to fill that gap because like one thing that we were seeing was that like people get ganked or they lose their retriever and then they have to go all the way back to the Venture.
And it's a huge step down to go back down to a Venture. And also it just takes a long time to get into a mining barge if you're just a new player in a Venture, right?
Yeah, it's a big ask from a training perspective.
Yes, and ISK just to upgrade to it.
It's true.
Yeah, like if you're mining in high sec in a Venture, you can make around 3 to 4 million ISK, I think. But then if you like do the maths, like that's 20 hours of you mining in a Venture before you get an upgrade, which is
that's a
really,
really
long
time. So these ships here, the Pioneer and its 3 versions are going to be kind of...
It has been a decade plus that alphas have only had the Venture. They've been staring at the barges, unable to do anything. Now they have multiple options. The Pioneer is the new mining destroyer. It looks nice, and it's not even the beginning of how this goes. Welcome, everybody, to the new era of mining in EVE Online.
Situated, you said, price-wise, in between.
The Venture.
It's going to be a good step up from
and
a
the
Venture.
barges.
How much better is it at mining than a Venture?
So it depends if you're an Alpha or an Omega. If you're an Alpha clone, you can train the Mining Destroyer skill to level 2. And if you have the skill level 2, it's 12.5% better at mining than a Venture. So it doesn't mine a huge amount more. But of course, you still get the bigger mining hold. It's got a lot more hit points than a Venture.
Yeah.
Right.
Make sure this is HD chat. We got to see that junk in the trunk. That is right.
If you're Omega, though, it's going to be something like 10% less than a Procurer with max skills. Things like being able to use 4 mining drones as well.
This really looks like it's an industrial ship. It looks like I'm reminded of the ship from the Alien movie, Prometheus. That's kind of how it feels, where it's got these I can imagine, my headcanon is there's cranes and there's wires and there's stuff and there's salvaging, whatever. We'll talk about salvaging. And the price point being in between the Venture and the barge is perfect. The Alphas can only mine 12% better than the Ventures. On the base version, fine. They still don't want free accounts to get spooled up and just be overflowing all of New Eden. That's why it's so low still for Alphas. But Omegas can still get a crap ton out of this. And we were just talking about a lot of the new mining sites that require exploration to get to. Let's see it.
Compared to the Ventures, it only has 2, and then the Procurer has 5.
Yeah.
It's a good point, Yankee. There are expert systems as well for that, right?
It also has 3 turret slots, so it'll have 3 lasers. Which is going to factor into the new thing, mining crits. Mm-hmm. The more you have, the more chance you have to crit.
Mm-hmm.
Really good point from B. 3 turret slots compared to the Venture's 2. Compared to the Barge's 2. 3 turret slots means the Pioneer is actually going to crit more often than other ships. Because if you have 2 modules and each one has 4 cycles a minute, that means it, roughly speaking, has 4 chances to crit. 1, 1, 1, 1. Right? But if you have 3, it's 30% more chances to crit. That's pretty sick. So this is built for mining crits. They're tying in the X-Pack together.
Why would someone upgrade from the Pioneer to the faction version, the Pioneer Consortium issue?
So
not just the Pioneer. There's more. So we have the Venture. Okay. We also are getting a faction Venture version, the Consortium version. There's the Pioneer as well. Okay. The Pioneer. Let me make this better. There's the Pioneer, which is what we're looking at here. It's the Tech 1 version for Alphas. There's the faction version. There's the Consortium, first of its kind, Consortium faction mining ships. This is also for Alphas, although they're expensive. That's how they've done. The faction ships are alpha friendly. You can use them for alphas, but they're much more money. Okay, they're more money. All right, so that's what you should see here. There's also the Tech 2 ship that is the Outrider. This is Tech 2. Okay, this is only for Omegas. They're gonna talk about that, I'm sure, in just a moment. That's the breakdown of the new Venture variants. We will have a more detailed breakdown once I get on the test server and get some footage for you. Okay.
Pioneer Consortium issue has an extra mid slot. It has more tank. It has a
the faction version of this ship has an extra mid slot. It's not just tankier. You just straight up get more utility. How expensive is that ship going to be?
Bonus to mining critical hits. It also has a bonus to shield booster amount as well. It also has a bonus to salvage drones. And it has a slightly bigger ore hold as well. So
bonus to salvage drones means it's a little Noctis. That's good. Because there hasn't really, is there a small salvage ship? No, you just get a catalyst, but there's no salvage bonuses. And it's salvage drones. Let's look at this. Pioneer skill bonus. New skill, mining destroyer. Bonus to mining yield. Mining range, nice. Gas cloud scoop. Yo, wormholers rejoice, baby. Wormholers, normally, yes, they're 2 to 3% price, right? Roll bonus, straight up, more yields, straight up gas cloud scoop reduction. Very nice. Very nice. This is just the Pioneer. BPOs can be purchased from Ore areas. I told you that's where they were going to be. They could train up to mining skill level 2. We'll talk about the Outrider in just a sec. I'm looking for this one. This is the Consortium issue. Where is the faction Pioneer? I want to see the bonuses for that. That's kind of what I was looking for. Pioneer. So Pioneer Consortium issue, first of all. Oh, hello. Green. I'm a fan of the green. I love me some green. It looks good. So let's compare these, shall we? Let's compare these two faction ships. Okay, how far in the thing am I down? I'm down about half. Let's compare these two ships and see what we got. Okay. Base Pioneer. Pioneer Consortium issue. Okay, so we've got, let's make these a little bit kind of like closer to each other. So yeah, that's right about it. Pioneer, 10% mining yields, 10% mining, same. Base Pioneer, mining range, same. Base Pioneer, gas cloud scoop. Faction Pioneer has shield boost amount. Active tank, 50% at rank 5. And it doesn't say small shield booster. My God, am I going to have to take this into the abyss? It's not going to work, but we'll see. Shield boost amount, okay, means that you can actually defend yourself. The extra med slot is for your shield booster. Good point, Moondon. Very good point. Very good point. Roll bonuses, 50% mining yields, 50% mining, same. 25% gas cloud scoop duration, same thing. Here it is. The faction version is 50% more likely to get a crit. That means if you do 100 mines on the Consortium issue, you will crit 50% more. So let's say you were going to crit 4 times with the base Pioneer. You're now going to crit 8. That's a lot more. Just a static, you will crit more. That's pretty sick. And you get a 10 plus bonus to salvage drone salvage chance. That's pretty cool. That's not a very big buff. Thanks for using my code. Wow, huge stuff. Thanks for using my code. Because the Noctis is still better, but that's still pretty cool. Still pretty cool. 1% to 1.5%. Yes, exactly. If you one cycle away from a full cargo and crit, it's just ways. We'll have to see schematics. Just Battle Pioneers. Yeah, it could be. Yes. Base chance plus 50%. No base. 0 plus 50 is 0. Yeah, there it is. Blueprint copies. No BPOs. Only copies from the Pioneer can be attained from Upwell. Very interesting. 30 million ISK, 30,000 loyalty points. Okay, and here's where you can find those. So if you're watching this video live, go get your second alt right now to Upwell stations located somewhere around here. Be careful. It's going to be camped. There's going to be smart bombs all over the place. But go get your second alt to one of these to go get your BPCs for Pioneer Consortium stuff. So Ore offers a 60% discount on their LP store. 12 million ISK and 12,000. So you can still buy the BPC for the Consortium Pioneer in the Ore store. It's cheaper, but it's more dangerous. So good luck. I like this system. Where, hey, you can get it and it's not so dangerous, or you can go to where there's danger and save 60%. That's pretty good. So very good looking ship. Good bonuses. I like where it lands. I see this ship being one of, unironically, the best, most used mining ships in the game. In wormhole space specifically. Because if this salvage drone chance lets you mine sleeper wrecks, you can kill the sleepers in the wormhole spot, come in and gas scoop while you salvage. This one alone could be something that wormholers are like, I'm in if it can salvage sleeper stuff. Coveter replacement, where you need to be more nimble, yes. But the Coveter still has much more yield. Let's keep watching.
Like the Pioneer Navy issue, the Pioneer Consortium issue is like a really good upgrade. If you have ISK already, like maybe you have 30 million ISK, you can't quite afford a mining budget, or maybe you haven't trained the mining bud skills yet. You're still looking for an upgrade. It's there for you. Kind of like if you think of like a player training drone PvE ships, you go from like Tristan to Algus to Vexor to Myrmidon.
They look awesome.
It's like a step up in between.
Yeah,
they look awesome. I love the fire coming out.
You go for like the worm instead, right?
But it's
really
also very
cool.
interesting that this is the only ship
The sides of this, the base Pioneer is like just here, but the Pioneer Consortium mission has this big armor on the side. It looks more meaty. It looks more like it looks really good. I like that.
It'll have bonus to mining crits on the hull itself. So it says 50% bonus to mining crits, but it's a bonus on the mining crit, which is a percent, right? It's not, you're not going to be critting every other cycle, just so we're expectation managing properly here.
Yeah. Yep. So like by default, if you have max skills, I think the mining crit rate right now is 1.5%.
Yeah.
Or 1.8% if
you Consortium version looks much more meaty. I like that a lot.
The new Tech 2 mining chipset array. And so it'll have...
The BBC, the Pioneer is 30 million. Remember, this is the Consortium issue, 60 million itself. I expect the Consortium issue hull to be about 100 million at launch and then come down to like 60 to 70 million based on what I'm seeing. I expect the base Pioneer, the Tech 1 Pioneer, to at launch be tens and tens and tens of millions and then come down to be like 10 to 20 million. That's kind of where I think it's going to be. Headcanon, like napkin mathing, so because at the launch, it's going to be a race to get the Pioneer, and there's going to be a lot of people coming to market. We'll talk more about the Consortium venture in just a sec.
With that fitted and max skills. So it isn't going to be like critting like crazy, but you'll basically you'll get critical hits 50% more often.
Yes. So these two are quite similar, but the Outrider, that is a command destroyer, right?
Yes.
That is very interesting. It's a command destroyer which can...
I called it. Your boy was right. One text line, a little bit of text, and they said the Tech 2 variation, and I said, oh, it's gonna be a command ship, and I was right. You were here. Welcome to the Outrider, ladies and gentlemen. It's got a look at that. It's straight up dominance posing. He's just, I can't wait to crab on the stuff. Pinch. It looks sick. Here we go. Here it is. It's Outrider Pioneer skill bonuses. This should say Outrider. It's fine. Mining Destroyer, 15% to mining yields. Okay, so 5% more. 10% bonus to drone hit points and damage. This is not like you're just gonna mine in it. It's a command destroyer. Drone, 50% more drone damage. All drones. We'll have to see how big its thing is. Shield resist. This is a tanky boy. We, not a joke, could take this into the abyss. I'm going to have to try about it. Command destroyer skill. Here it is. You can do micro jump field spool time. Ladies and gentlemen, you can boosh with the Outrider. You can boosh a replacement for the Magus. That's right. We've been using the Magus. No more. Bonus to shield command and mining foreman burst strength. Wormholers rejoice! Small gang mining ops rejoice! I've been using the Magus. This has been my Bushi miner, okay? You turn off the cloak so you can always online it to get it going. I've been using double mining foreman burst and skirmish command boost, okay? We feature this in some of our FC gas link videos. That's coming out, by the way, tomorrow. If you're watching this video, it's coming out tomorrow. So this gets no bonuses to the mining foreman. Okay, this gets bonuses to armor command and skirmish command. I used this because it worked with my prospect fleet that would go into wormholes and yes, into Pochvin. We don't need that anymore because the Outrider is going to get more strength to the mining effects. You can still use the Magus, but you know. Jedi huffing and ninja mining. Jedi huffing is specifically a thing to describe instrumental gas clouds. Great question. An instrumental gas cloud is a big gas cloud in wormhole space that has sleeper battleships. Okay, big mobs. And you are in this little bitty venture or a little prospect, and you are going so fast that they can't hit you. Okay, prospect or venture. That's a Jedi huffing. It's like, it's just a phrase people use for like, these guys are never going to hit you. You keep them alive. They're never going to hit you because you sig tank. Check out our gas mining video we put out this week. It's over on our YouTube literally a couple days ago. Go check it out. Outrider, new command ship for mining. Big deal. Reduction in command burst, so you can put them on a destroyer. You can use a micro warp drive better. You can use defender launchers. Y'all, this ship is not a ship you should write off as easy to kill. You're in a stealth bomber, you're in a wormhole, and there's a mining fleet with a bunch of prospects and an outrider. You say to yourself, a defender launcher stops bombs. That's the thing about these pies. They're bombs from a bomb factory. You know, this will stop those bombs. This is not like you see a porpoise and you think, oh, I can probably take that. They do a lot of damage, but typically if they're mining spec, they don't have a lot of tank, roughly speaking. You see one of these, you got to be careful. Like, tanky, does damage, defends against bombs, can fit micro jump field generators. Yes, this can boosh, okay? Can fit one command burst module, fine. Tractor beam, range, and velocity. Tractor beam, range, and velocity. This one is weird to me. It's like a little Noctis, but there's no like salvaging plus. I think what they've done here is they've made a cheaper, smaller version of the Noctis that has no salvaging bonuses because you can just put a bunch of high slots on it anyway and just call it a day. The Outrider, clip me, the Outrider will become a cheaper Noctis and is, when they buff the Noctis, they will also buff the Outrider to become salvage ships. No first-hand knowledge. No, I'm not leaking something. I'm telling you, my pure speculation is that salvaging will be improved at some point. It's for jet cam mounting, not salvaging. Also entirely possible. We'll see how big its hold is. Blooper copies for the Outrider can be attained by performing invention jobs on the Pioneer. You're not going to be... Jet canning is when you're in a ship. You're in a ship and you jettison your cargo and it's in this little cylinder that's in... It's in a cylinder that's in space, okay? You get another ship, gets close to it, and it sucks up that cylinder and it puts the stuff into the other ship. You literally like long ways trade something to it. Okay, what's the defender thing? The defender thing is for bombs, yes. So you can invent the Outrider from the Pioneer blueprint. If you have invention, this is going to be one of the most popular things to invent. It's going to be good. Can you have my share? Nope, it's mine. You can't have it. Let's keep looking at what the Outrider is. Let's see.
Can micro jump field generator, because it can boost other ships.
Big.
What is its speciality besides that? Is it different at mining than the other two, or are they?
That's right. You can boost other ships too. I forgot. It's not just a blip for itself. You're booshing. You're hitting. So your ventures, your prospects, you can boost them away.
Is it better or worse at mining in general?
So it actually mines a bit less than a Pioneer or Pioneer Consortium issue.
Really?
Unless you're giving yourself command burst, in which case it's about equivalent, maybe even a little bit better if you have like the mine link in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Outrider will be as good at mining as the Pioneer or Consortium Pioneer without command bursts. With command burst, it'll be a little bit better. With the ore mining link, it'll be better than the Pioneer and the Pioneer Consortium thing. How much is this? 600 million. Did this go up in price? Hey, this is going to go up in price. Okay. I'm telling you right now. This is going to go up in price. So we're just gonna, don't mind me, $500 million. Don't mind me. It's all good. We're all good. Really interesting. Really interesting.
The main thing that it has that also like all of the other industrial command ships cannot do is being able to micro jump drive and use the micro jump field generator module.
Look at it.
So that way you can use it as like a ninja miner. You already have like the prospect if you want to like ninja mine with a cloak.
No compression. No compression. Okay. No compression. Porpoise still better. No compression.
Yeah. But there are some situations where you can't cloak, or maybe like you want to use an MJD instead of a cloak. Like,
look how the turrets are like in the middle, and it's like the holds are on the outside and the turrets are in the middle. Oh, I love this.
I think like mining in Pochven, or maybe mining in wormhole space.
I can definitely see mining in Pochven. It's actually something that I've done a bit of, even though I don't mine a lot.
Mining in Parchment is very similar to Wormhole Space because of the, you can't put anything slow on grid because you will be killed by my corporation. This, we're going to have fun.
But I probably mined about like 10 bill worth of ore just to...
They should add a small industrial core? No. I don't think so. Compression should be something that you need to like, it makes everything easier. And if they add a small compressor, the game gets broken because it's just such a good thing. So for someone, this great question for Final Dragon. Welcome in, by the way, first time chatter. Good to see you. For someone that hasn't scaled into a Porpoise Orca, do you think the Outrider would be a good first step to get your feet wet in running a command ship? So this depends on your goals, because the Outrider needs mining destroyer scale, which is the new scale. Command destroyers, look at what the other command destroyers are, okay? Let's go to the ship tree. Let's look at what the other command destroyers are. Let's go to like Galente, okay? Command destroyers are like the Magus. Like typically these are for PvP, bushing, and fleet ops. So the answer to the question, should you get the Outrider first before the Porpoise? In the next 4 months, get the Porpoise first because it's going to be more cost effective and it's a T1 ship. The Porpoise is a Tech 1 ship. You can just go buy the BPC. You don't need Tech 2 mats to craft it. The Outrider is a Tech 2 ship. It has to be invented and will require Tech 2 mats. What mats will the Outrider require? Go look to see what these require. It's probably going to require some of these. Let's look at this. Right here, let's look at the blueprint, the endurance. Okay, blueprint here. Let's see what this requires. Okay, we go into the Tech 2. You can extrapolate just like what we did with the Barbaroga, where when they announced the Barbaroga, we looked at the Draugr and the Nurgle and the other Tech 2 trig ships, and we said, hey, here's what the Barbaroga is probably going to be made out of, and we were right. You can look at the endurance and say what Tech 2 things makes up the endurance. Go stock up on these so you can make your Outrider. So the Porpoise also has more utility, correct? You can do a lot of stuff with it. So my short answer is the Outrider is going to be expensive and command destroyers are specific. I always recommend Porpoise is one of the better things to get. So good. Is the Orca worth it with one account? No. Straight up. Is not worth it. Marquis coming in with a large raid coming in from Marquis Dragon, baby. Good to see you, Editor. You can keep this in, Marquis. It's good to see you. We're covering all the patch notes. We're checking out all the goodies. Members of Marquis people, make sure you go follow Marquis. It's good to see Marquis 07 to you, my friend. Make sure you use my code Loru on that Marquis site. It's good to see you, Marquis. Hope everything's going well for you. Hey, thank you. Editor, you can keep that in. That was a big one. Enjoy it, y'all. Remember, the sale happening right now, 20% off Omega plus the Plex sale. You can get you get Omega for $8 a month ish if you use Marquis site, the Plex sale, and then the NES, the New Eden store Omega sale. Combine those with my code, you get Omega for like $8 a month. More information on my Patreon. Check it out. We always do it for free on my Patreon. So Outrider looks cool. Welcome in, everybody. We're talking about the new stuff. Come on down. Let's check it out.
Point to someone. I was like, no, you can't get the null sec missing. This is a few years back.
Yeah.
And I was like, getting the ore out of Parchment to prove a point about getting other ores to null. But anyway, I digress. Having a command destroyer with you that can boost you around the site in there is very, very useful, almost necessary, because it's such a huge site.
Yes, he's right.
Also, the design on these ships, they look so cool.
Correct, Storm.
They're like this similar looking back, but like this modular looking front on it. And
yes, I love how it literally looks like a step up from the Venture. Like it literally looks like a step up. You get in the ship and you're like, you know?
Outrider looks just super cool. It's quite PvP focused too, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, it's going to be able to
you saw those
throw
bonuses.
Out drones. It could probably dish out a bit of damage, right?
Yeah, so it actually has like...
This is a tanky ship that does damage that can defend from missiles.
Like 100 meter cubed of drones, so it can use 4 flights of...
Sorry, defend from bombs, excuse me.
Drones. So the same as a Pontifex, and then plus 25 M3 extra for, like I said, 5 mining drones.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it won't just be sitting there taking hits. It can dish some damage back.
Yeah, it can definitely like defend itself. Like it's probably not going to be able to like solo PvP a cruiser or something. But if like a stiletto comes and scrams you, you can probably kill it.
Right.
Yeah, I like it. It feels like a shield version of what's the drone one, the Galante one?
Magus.
Oh,
We were just talking about it. Look at this thing.
The Magus.
The Magus.
It looks
There
like
we go.
oops.
It feels like a shield Magus
It looks like a beetle or something.
in my
I like
mind.
it.
I like it.
I like it a
Yeah,
lot.
and
Magus.
for those
A mining
wondering about
Magus.
the skills for the new mining destroyer, there's just a new skill called mining destroyer, which is just a rank 2 skill like all of the other destroyer skills. So you'll be able to just buy it and train it. And the Outrider, which is the command destroyer, it just uses the command destroyer skill and then mining destroyer level 5.
Okay.
Just like the Magus is Galanti destroyer level 5 and command destroyers.
It's like a scorpion without a tail. Yeah,
I like it a lot.
yeah.
I think this
That's
is a
good.
really cool way to have a step up from Venture
Ooh.
because, like you said, it's such a big jump from Venture into an actual like mining exhumer or something like that. Having that step in between, and then different variations of things. Like you don't have to just go for the base version. If you're looking to do salvaging with drones, the Consortium issue is going to be like really cool. It's the only ship that has a bonus to salvage drones. Right?
In the game, the Consortium one is the only. They're all thick, by the way. Yes.
Right? Yep.
Correct.
And then having a micro jump drive capable ship to boost
It's crazy.
your mining fleet around, that's really cool. But it's not just one that's sitting there doing nothing else. It's also a trip like helping and mining itself.
Yeah, it's also going to be like quite a bit cheaper than the Poipus too. So that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why we created
go.
this ship as well. Is like the Poipus.
It'll be cheaper than the Porpoise in like 2 months. Okay. Because the Outrider at the start is going to be like 3 to 4x its normal price. So you're seeing a lot of, I really like that the Venture, then the Pioneer Consortium looks tankier, then the Outrider looks like, it really does look like much, much better. This is going to be sick.
So right now I think it's
I'm excited about this.
150 million when it's fitted, and that's pretty expensive for like a mining boosting ship.
Yeah.
That's true, finally.
But
Yes.
so this cannot have compression like the Poipus, and it also has one less link. So the Poipus is still going to be useful. The
Yeah.
Poipus will still have more powerful command burst when it has the industrial core running. But if you just want like a pair of bonus like command bursts for mining, then this ship is pretty good for that too.
Boom.
Nice. I like it a lot.
Yeah, me too.
I think next up, we're going to go talk about the Odysseus, and I'm going to...
Before we get there, my God. So the Outrider, let's talk about the Consortium Venture before we go to the Odysseus, because we do need to cover that because we just saw someone in chat say, hey, this looks like a really good thing for alphas, and you're right. So W on the Pioneer, we'll do the W spam in just a sec. I'm looking for the Consortium Venture. Okay, so let's look at the Consortium Venture, which is right here. More mining yields, gas cloud scoop, shield booster. So same thing. It can defend itself. This is a new Consortium Venture. It's another faction version of the Venture. You get more gas cloud mining yield. It would help if I showed the difference between this and the base Venture. Okay, base Venture has 5% mining yield. This has 5%. So they have the same mining yield and gas cloud scoop, but the Consortium one has a shield booster amount. Got it. So roll bonus to mining and gas cloud stuff. So same stuff there as well. Great. Still has the 2 warp score strength. Reduction in cyno liquid ozone consumption. Same. Okay, so far, exactly the same. Bonus to mining critical chance. Bonus to salvage drone salvage chance. Wow. The Venture Consortium issue is going to be very used because of the bonus to mining crits. Phew. My goodness, this is just going to be used all over the place. And the bonus to shield booster amount. This is not like a massive upgrade to alphas, but it is another option you can use to get in and keep going. And not just for alphas. The fact that this has salvage drone chance, again, I'll say it like wormholers. If the Consortium Venture or the Consortium Pioneer can let you salvage sleepers with your drones, this means you don't have to bring something in. So, right, exactly, Lancer. You're not critting half the time, and please keep saying, because it is important. It's like 1.5 times. That's still, you're critting 50% more than normal ships. That's a big deal. This is large. This is that alone is a pretty big deal. And it looks like we get the extra mid slot as well because of the shield booster thing. So where do you get them? Same deal. You can get it for 10 million ISK and 10,000 loyalty points from Upwell, or you can get it from the ore store. Ladies and gentlemen, Pioneers, Consortium issues, Outriders, bigger, better mining ships, more ways to interact with our game that we all love. W's in the chat for the Pioneer, Consortium issue venture, and the Outrider. W's for these new ships for CCP games. Wowzer. Look at how beautiful this ship is. I love how it looks. Stuff on the side, you know, it looks really good. Love to see it. They really cooked with this. We have arrived at the best looking ship in the game. Let's talk about the Odysseus.
Warp over there. And I think we're going to spend quite a bit of time just talking about it. It's a really versatile ship. And there's a ton of things that we need to discuss about.
Get ready.
Warp over to it. First of all, the visuals on the ship.
Yes.
It looks so cool.
It's bonkers.
It's actually bonkers.
CCP Games, I demand as you mine gas in the Odysseus, the bubble that's on the back of the Odysseus fills up with the color of gas that you're mining. I know it might take you some time. Take your time. I can wait. I demand it. Please. I humbly, emotionally request it. That as you mine gas, that it just kind of fills up with that colored gas that's in the hold. I think that'd be pretty cool.
The fact that it has that huge ring around
Take your
the
time.
back end that when I saw early versions of this, I was like, oh my god, I wonder if it's
Wait,
going to
it
do a spinning
spins?
thing, and then it came out and it was even
It
better.
certainly is spinning. Yeah.
It is absolutely spinning, and it's spinning a lot here. So here it is. Here we're sitting next to the Odysseus.
Look at it.
And I think before we even hop into it, we just need to show info on this because there's a lot of different bonuses here. CCP Catcher, could you run us through the different bonuses and what sets them apart from other SOE ships? Because it's very similar to SOE ships in general, right?
Yeah, so like
This is a Sisters of Eve ship. It is the best looking ship in the game. It has movie bits. It is awesome. It does quite literally everything, and it's a battle cruiser. So it's not so big as a battleship, but still does a lot of DPS. But it's not so small, it can't do something. So super quick. It's tanky. Armor resistance. This is an armor ship, just like SOE ships. Galente Battlecruiser. This is a drone boat. It does drone things. It does have the standard Sisters of Eve, Relic, Gas, and yes, Covert Ops. Let me find it. Where the hell is it? Covert Ops Cloak. This is a battle cruiser that can use Covert Ops Cloak. This is a battle cruiser that can use Covert Ops Cloak. You can't see the spinny bits. It's not spinning yet because he's just in the info window. Okay, so just like, give it a sec. Let them talk.
all of the other SOE ships,
Oh, no, you can't.
uses Amar and Galanti skills. So in this case, Amar Battlecruiser and Galanti Battlecruiser. And it has very similar bonuses to all of the SOE ships. So ability to fit a Covert Ops Cloak, armor resistance bonus from the Amar skill, bonuses to drones on the Galanti skill, and then a bonus to hacking, and then a bonus to medium energy turrets.
So it's similar in those ways, but what sets
Now I don't understand the Nestor even more.
this thing apart is this is a battle cruiser.
Yes.
It can
Look at it. Beautiful.
warp cloaked. It can be bridged. It also has this one thing here, which is the 0 point mass entangler. For those
That is the most slept on phrase in the entire thing. This is a battle cruiser that can warp cloaked, that can fit a device that lets it go into frigate size wormholes. That's what that is. That's what that does. It makes its mass small. So it's literally for wormhole dives. This can go into the small wormholes with the 0 point mass entangler.
who might not know what
That is game changing.
that is, Castro, what is a 0 point mass entangler? What does it do?
So it's a module that you can, before now, only fitted on heavy interdictor cruisers, and it basically just like lowers your mass a ton, but it stops you from warping off. And the most common usage for this is mostly just to go through frigate wormholes in wormhole space.
Frigate wormholes. Shattered wormholes. You know why they didnce add anything to wormhole space? You know why they didn't add prismaticite to wormhole space? They're going to have their hands full dealing with this.
And
it's not even... You think that's already big? Wait till you see what it brings with you.
To like use rolling, rolling holes with like hips.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Frigate
so basically,
wormholes.
it's going to allow this ship to go into anywhere in wormhole space.
Anywhere. Anywhere.
Was that any concern with like, this is a battle cruiser after all, with the type of strength you could bring into certain wormholes now?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the like balancing concerns that we had. Like one of the things we did specifically with this ship is we made it so it doesn't have a bonus to sentry drones.
Yeah, so it's not the new EOS in wormhole space. Instead,
boom.
It just has heavy drones, mediums, and lights.
Fair enough. No bonus to sentry drones. Fine.
But it's got
Fine.
bonuses too.
Yeah, it's also quite a bit slower than all of the other command ships as well. Like it only goes about 1k a second, and it has like a under 10-second align. So it's like slower than a damnation, for example.
Yeah. So this ship here, let's hop into it now that we're actually next to it and see it in actual space. First of all, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of like a jack of all trades, but it doesn't do any of those.
I will have it. I will have it. We will be returning to our pearl diving fleets. Pearl diving is when we go into
wormhole space and find stuff. How expensive is it? I think at the start it's going to be 3 billion ISK. It'll settle down to a little bit less than $1 billion, probably around $1 billion in a couple months.
I will have it. It will be mine.
Things badly. The idea, I believe, was to have a ship, an end game exploration ship that could run everything. Whether you run into a gas harvesting site or you run into a DD site, or if you're a relic or data sites, you could have this as your nomad type ship that goes out and does anything it runs into, including PvP if you want to set it up for that.
Sure.
To do that, you need to be able to carry a lot of things with you. And this is a ship that has an SMA. Is that correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah.
How big is the SMA hold on this, and what can it... So it's a ship that can go into smaller wormholes as well, but also carry...
Yeah, it has a 75,000 meter cubed ship maintenance array. So that basically means that you can get anything up to a destroyer in there. So you can't bring a cruiser. So because this can get into like class 13 wormholes and such, we don't want you to like smuggle in things that can't get in there.
Yeah.
75,000 ship maintenance bay means you can bring in multiple fully fit Asteros. Means you can bring in, is that 4 fit frigates, or is that 3? The ship maintenance bay is a bay that can bring in fit ships only. Ventures, okay, 3 frigates or 1 destroyer. You can bring in a Jackdaw. You can bring in 3 Asteros. You can bring in an Outrider. You can bring in a Pioneer. You can bring in 3 Ventures. You can bring in 3 Prospects. You can bring... This ship goes into the frigate wormhole and it brings the fleet with itself. You can bring into ship maintenance bay a Prospect. You can bring in your Heron to scan. You can bring in your Prospect to gas huff. And you can bring in your PvP kitted Astero in one ship.
I'm in this wormhole. It's a frigate wormhole. There's like 4 of us here. I don't know. We kind of all died. We're stuck in our pods.
I'm on my way.
Look this, and it's covert ops cloaked, baby.
But you can like put like 3 Asteros in here if you wanted to like hand them out to your friends, or you could like store a PvP ship in there, or like a confessor or something.
Oh my God! Somebody find Chlorokin. Is he going to buy a lottery ticket? My man's is he like jumping for joy in his house? Find the Nomad lad and tell him they made a ship for him. What the heck?
I think it's a very, very cool ship. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it first. I know I'm going to try and PvP in it.
Go back. Fleet Hanger 1,000. Okay, so one of the things, let's calm down a sec. One of the things we talk about when I do my pearl diving fleets is I multi-box with 3 to 4 accounts. And what I do when I go into my pearl diving is what I mean is you go into wormholes and you're trying to find a pearl and then get out. You're day tripping into wormholes, okay? This is my porpoise buddy. Some of you see this and you're like, Loru, what has science done? This is a sub 4, can heal my ships up, can refit for hacking if I want to. I bring a mobile depot in case I need the jet can stuff. I can scan stuff down. I can cloak up on a safe. I can heal up my hull. This is meant for day tripping. Okay. Meant for day tripping, right? And can align. What the porpoise has on the Odysseus is the fleet hanger. Okay. Fleet hanger capacity of 5K. What I would do is I would be sleeper ratting on my Proteus while my porpoise was cloaked somewhere, because the sleeper rats, the loot would kind of fill up my holds after 3 or 4 sites. I would drop my blue loot off on the porpoise, recloak the porpoise, get back to ratting. What the Odysseus does not have is a 5K large fleet hanger. It does have, what is this? The hell is that? What is a 50K expedition? Is expedition hold like data stuff?
I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it first. I know I'm going to try and PvP in it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we are. Don't get it twisted. It's a tanky drone boat.
It's going to be it's a battlecruiser. It has a resist profile. It's got the 4% per level on it. You can put out 5 heavy drones. What do you think the players are going to most...
What's the bandwidth on this puppy? Where's my gecko squad? You can use geckos. You try to fight my Odysseus? You're getting lizard. I'm gonna gecko the heck out of you, bruh!
The 4% per level on it.
Getting
you
lizard.
Put out 5 heavy
Getting
drones.
lizarded. Okay.
What
New players, what the hell's a gecko? Gecko is a heavy drone that is a fighter. Fighters are carrier level stuff. Geckos are 200 million a piece. They're drones that are technically heavy drones. Okay, but they're literally fighters. They're fighters from carriers. You can use them. They're sub-cap fighters that you can use. These are heavy drones. They take 25, they take 50 bandwidth. So on an 125 bandwidth ship, you can use 2 geckos. Okay, what I do is I do 2x geckos, lizard. We do 2x geckos. Then I do 2 mediums and 1 light. This is my drone kill squad. Many of you that have seen my Dominic's level 4 guide that I literally did for years, this is my drone kill squad. You get thousands of DPS this way. I just wait for the Odysseus guide. Oh my God, how powerful is this thing? I'm going to tell you, no, this thing is not going to be 200 million. This thing is going to be a billion-esque without blinking. The first 3 months it's going to be out, it's going to be 2 billion-esque. This is going to be more than the Nestor for 2 months.
What do you think the players are going to mostly use with it? Because it can also be used as a boosting ship, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the drone. Yeah. It's very powerful. The geckos are the best heavy drones in the game, full stop.
We've actually added a new type of command burst here called the Expedition Command Burst.
Yeah.
And
before they say it, I didn't look at any leaks. I said back in the day when we saw the Expedition Command Burst, we always saw was the name. Okay? Always saw was the name. Right, Ash, with 3 drone things. Okay? I think what the Expedition Command Burst is fleet. I haven't looked at leaks. I haven't checked. I think it's fleet hacking. I think it's going to help gas cloud scooping. Like, sorry. I think it's going to help fleet hacking and scan strength. I think that's what it's going to do. I think it's going to, before they say what it is, let's see if I'm right. I think it's going to it's the first ever fleet hacking module, and it's the first ever fleet scanning module to help you scan stuff down.
There's 3 different charges you can use with that.
Recharge.
One of them increases probe scan strength, and
Come on, y'all. It wasn't that much of a leap to get in. Probe scan strength is huge.
And
scanning is fun, but it's tedious. We literally had CS seminars where people were saying, make scanning great again. You know, having this and you pulse and then everything in your sleep can scan better.
Hacking strength, like the coherence. There's another one that boosts
5 hammerheads, 2s versus 1 gecko did more DPS. Yeah, because you're not using 2 geckos. 2 geckos, 2 mediums, 1 light.
So, and hacking strength, like the coherence.
Restart it.
In command burst.
Yeah.
And there's 3 different charges you can use with that. One of them increases probe scan strength and hacking strength, like the coherence. There's another one that boosts range for hacking modules as well as directional scanner range.
No.
Range for hacking modules as well as directional scanner range.
D-scan range? D-scan range? D-scan range? The most used tool in all of New Eden? Brother! This ship's gonna be 3 billion. What the hell, dude? D-scan range. This ship just went for I need it to.
I will.
It'll be in like every fleet. It'll be in every fleet. It'll be in every fleet. If someone has an Odysseus and you don't, if your fleet has an Odysseus and the other fleet does not, and they pulse, and how much more? Is it like 1K? You know, like, because right now D-scan is out to 14. If it goes to like 15, whatever. But if it's like, you know, okay, I'm predicting a nerf somewhere. Honestly, I kind of agree. I have an Odysseus on D. Cloak, warp to safes now. Or yes. Yes. D-scan range is huge. He also said hacking range. Hacking range. Hacking, what is that for? Hacking, I think they just had to put something there because, they had to put something mediocre here because this is the first of its kind. The only other way to affect the D-scan range, to my understanding, is certain null sovereignty weathers will plus your D-scan range while you're in that system only, but it's global. Everybody else has it. You can hack from 6 km away. Sleeper sites are safer. Okay, sure, you know. I mean, this is already, imagine they put like probe scan strength and D-scan range. That's kind of dumb. So the ship's going to be 3 billion ISK for 3 months.
Scan strength and hacking strength, like the coherence.
Yep.
There's another one that boosts range for hacking modules as well as directional scanner range. And then there's also another one that lowers the maximum scan deviation of scan probes as well.
So it's very focused.
And the other one is scan speed. Okay. Scan strength, hack strength is PvE. D-scan range, I don't care what the other one is OP. Thank you. Scan speed. Okay. Scan pinpointing. This is like, how fast can you just like, hey, there it is. This is a PvP one. You can use it to scan stuff down faster. You can pinpoint stuff better. Technically, this is also PvP, sure, but I think this one is going to be more used with combat probes. This is going to turn this is going to turn 2 pulsars into 1 pulsars. We need to redo all of our math. We need to redo everything. You think you're safe in your prospect because you have double ECM SIBOs? You think that's air you're breathing now? You know, like this, we're going to have to redo everything. The expansion could have every single section of this could have just been the whole expansion. Keep letting them cook, ladies and gentlemen. D-scan range, my goodness.
Focus on exploration when it comes to the bursts themselves.
There's an Ishtar on, imagine you have 2 Odysseus. Did they stack? I don't think so, right? I don't think do they stack? If you have an Odysseus with an expedition command burst, and it's got the reach, and you have D-scan range. And then you have another Odysseus that has strength. Do you get more D-scan and more scan strength? I don't think so. They don't stack. I don't think they stack. Probably not, right? No.
Yeah, and also one thing that it has too, so you can actually fit these on any ship that can use command bursts.
Yeah.
But specifically, the Odysseus has a huge 100% bonus to duration on the roll bonus. And it's the only ship right now that has a bonus to them directly as well. And so, like, if you have the mind link in and burst,
that's a really good point. So you can, so it's got a bonus to the duration. So the Odysseus is going to let you D-scan range longer. You can put the expedition command burst on your Brutix. Oh my God, you can put it on everything. You can put it on your Eos. You can put it on your Astarte. You can put it on your Drake. But it just doesn't last as long. But who cares? Oh my God, everybody that has a battle cruiser in their PvP feed can now see you further than you can see them. Battle cruisers just became mandatory in all PvP fleets. Because now you can see everybody. If you have a Drake with an expedition command burst on it, and you have better D-scan range than the other team, I'll bring my Drake. Everyone's like...
FC, I can make a C longer. FC, I can bring my Drake now, right? I have an expedition.
Drakes are back on the menu, boys. Wow. That'll be a flagship. Yep.
like they actually last about 4 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or if there's actually like a system.
This is going to be one of our longest YouTube videos ever. We're going to have so much fun in Catalyst chat.
Sisters command mind link that you can buy as well, like a special one, and that will boost it up to about 6 minutes. And that way,
so it's links that linger much longer. They don't just immediately disappear.
So the Expedition Command Burst links linger on Odysseus boosted ships. Okay, 100% longer. But on if you bring the Expedition Command Burst on a Drake, it won't last as long, and its strength is as much. Fine, we'll see.
Which means you could boost a ship, and the people that are running into it might not have an idea that you.
Hey, does anybody have a Drake? We need Expedition Command Burst. Anybody have one? You're gonna hear that.
Maybe you can descan further. You can scan them a lot quicker. You can. Yep.
Yeah, and it also means, like, for example, Bjorn, if we were together and you were like, we're like trying to scout out a wormhole together, yeah. I can give you boosts, and like you can start probing the ones at the top, and I can start probing the ones at the bottom. Yeah, and you can even maybe go into a site and complete it and hack it before the bursts fall off. And also, like, if you jump into a wormhole and then you like double click in space cloak burst, then you can like keep like the burst going while you're cloaked for like quite an extended amount of time.
You don't have to decloak to
right. They don't have to decloak to keep the boost going. So exactly. So, oh, chat, okay, we're going to do mining fleets with the Pioneer. We're going to go get some Prismatic. I'm going to tap my null contacts so we can go show you Prismaticite. We're going to go into wormholes. Let's talk to Ursa, see if we can go do some Odysseus shenanigans. There's so much. We're going to have and the Winter Nexus is coming up. Can you believe people play other MMOs? Huh? Why?
We link up.
It's too much to do.
I'm going to assume that most wormholes.
JJ, Expedition Command Burst, just another command burst. You can use armor command bursts on a Drake. It's just not as powerful. So in the same way, you can use an Expedition Command Burst on a Drake. Same thing.
Full groups are either terrified or super excited by this edition. Which side of the coin do you think the majority will follow?
I think most of them seem to be excited.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So is everybody horrified or super excited?
Yes. They really are. That's amazing.
I think it's super cool. So like, I'm getting one.
100%. We're going to see this, of course, when people are rolling holes or whatever they're doing in there. This is going to start being very often seen in there. It's going to be the best place for it. Mm-hmm. But I think this is going to be used a hell of a lot in K-Space as well, where people are just exploring and doing these kind of nomad activities, filamenting around and just, I guess I found a gas site. Mm-hmm. Let's huff some of this. And then...
Oh my God, it can huff. I didn't even see that. This can fit gas cloud scoops. What are we doing? It's so good. It can just huff. It can huff, dude. Rest in peace, the Gnosis. I thought it just boosted. I didn't know it also huffed itself. Self-huff. My gosh, chat. 6 billion. It keeps going up, dude. All right, so just to kind of sum up, let's kind of rein this in. And okay, so Amara battlecruiser, Galenta battlecruiser, because it's a Sisters of Eve ship. This is a tanky drone ship. This is not a ship you see and assume you can take it out. It's a battlecruiser that can covert ops cloak, second of its kind. The Cenotaph is the other one. Can you imagine a Cenotaph and an Odysseus? Cenotaph is already a terror in wormhole space. They nerfed the Cenotaph a couple weeks ago because it's been so dominant. You're going to get better hacking with this ship. This ship can hack. Better gas cloud scooping. You can huff with this ship. It can exploration command burst and armor command burst. So this is going to make everything you have more tanky and everything you have scan stuff down faster. Very excellent. Because it has a a ship maintenance bay of 7,500, you can bring with you 3 fully fit frigates. You can bring with you in the hold of this ship because of the 0-point mass entangler, 3 fully fit frigates. You can bring a Helios, a Prospect, and a PvP Astero. Or a stealth bomber. Or 3 stealth bombers. If you're in wingspan, you're only bringing stealth bombers. My gosh. Jeez. Better expedition bursts. 50% bonus on the rest of them, sure. It does maintain the energy turret optimal range. That the Stratios has that. You're going to see this be an energy turret drone boat with armor resistance. Okay. This ship is going to do over 1,000 DPS. Geckos, drones, lasers, pod. This ship is going to do over 1,000 DPS. It's a small nester. Yeah, it literally is. You can also use newts on the Stratios, correct? Easily, if you go full damage. You can definitely do a full rack of newts if you want to. Anyway, reduce the CPU and gas cloud sweeps, great. You just get straight bonus, and this is like the standard Sisters of Eve stuff. Scan probe strength, data. So it itself can scan, obviously. It can hack. It has a covert ops cloak, 2 command bursts, unless you use the rigs, fine. Cloaking faster, 0-point mass entangler, and we haven't even gotten to the mystery line. There's another thing. Read this with me. The ship receives bonus effects depending on the environment. The hell is that? I read this and I said, so in nullsec where there's SOV weather, it gets more stuff. In wormhole space, when you're in the black hole, it gets more stuff. In Wolf Riot systems, because it can go in them, it gets more stuff. Are they going to talk about that?
We're going to see some really funny... I'm very excited. The bonuses that have been added onto this. I think this is a really... that it can be bridged.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We did talk about it being able to carry a lot of things, but we didn't actually show you how you can carry those things.
Yes.
So it has a new special bay called the Expedition Hold.
There's a new Expedition Hold. So the Expedition Hold here, right? We saw that the Deluge and the Torrent can carry PI mats, can carry stations, ice things. So it's like specialized, right? The Deluge and the Torrent are some of my favorite ships. I'm a PI enjoyer. I love my Deluge so much. One of my favorite ships. What can be held in this Expedition Hold at 50,000? This is going to push this ship from, oh my God, it's so good, to this is overpowered. They're going to nerf something. Let's see.
Has, which is a pretty huge at 50,000
what
meters
can
cubed,
it hold?
So you can pretty much store everything in there.
Everything. They're going to nerf it.
That you loot or you huff yourself.
Huff means gas. You can store gas in the Expedition Hold? That alone, you can't compress it, Do you care if you have 50K?
You can actually like mine 3 or 4 like gas sites in wormhole space and carry the gas out with you. You also have like a small fleet hangar as well. It's only 1,000 meters cubed, but it's enough that
the fleet hangar is so you can multi-box, and so your buddies can throw some gas into the fleet hangar, and then you can take it out of the fleet hangar and put it into your expedition hold. That's what it's there.
Share loot with other people, and people can like an Astero can like go out, like hack some sites and come back to you, and then
drop it.
Hacking. It holds stuff from hacking sites
in the fleet hangar, and you pop that into your expedition hold and accumulate it all.
Yeah, and you can put pretty much anything in there that comes from like a hacking or relic site. So like data cores, like ancient relics, you know, everything like that.
Nice.
Salvage.
So it can be.
How do you make T3 cruisers and destroyers? Remember, this has a covert ops cloak, so you can haul the good stuff out. This will be 10 billion. The price keeps going up, dude. It's a daggum cloaky tanky pinata. If you break it, you win.
Basically, just carry almost anything in there.
Yeah, well, it can put cap boosters in there as well.
Okay.
Not like actual ammo, like bombs and like missiles and stuff, but cap boosters specifically.
Sure.
And
charges that can, cap charges. Yeah.
This thing in PvP is going to be a terror. Imagine it's just got 50K hold of boosters, and it's got active shield tank and active cap, stuff. You're going to see this thing and you're going to go, I've been nuding it for... I've been falling for 30 minutes. I've been nuding it for 30. It's not going to run out of capacitor. So who cares if it's an armor ship? You can fit, it's a Sisters of Eve ship. Enjoy fitting it how you would like. But that's a good point, Gunlike, yes.
And then it has it has a really good drone bay. The fact that it can have 5 heavies and it's got 600.
It's got 600! 600 drone, baby boy! It's got 600 drones! It's got 600! 600 drones! It's a lot of drones! It's a lot of them! We're never running out of drones! We're never running out of drones! 620 billion is, we're never running out of drones! I hurt my back. We're never running out of drones, dude. It's got 600. Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't have any plus damage to sentry drones. But it can hold every single drone in the game at once.
My goodness, he said 5 heavies. That's fair. You can hold more. Give me some geckos. This is going to be like salvage drones, gas drones, repair drones. Jeez, man.
Meters cubed of drone space. That's pretty
That's big.
Good.
That's a lot. That's very big.
I thought that was on the thing. Yeah,
next,
let's talk about the special system effects.
Next, they're going to say it can interdict to.
As well, because that is one of the things that we haven't mentioned and I've seen a lot of speculation about. So what are special system effects and how does this ship interact with them?
What are special system effects? They're going to talk about the hell this means. Okay, so just to kind of sum up on the thing, if that expedition hold can hold gas, hacking mats, salvage, and cap boosters, that alone makes the Odysseus one of the best ways to haul gas out of wormhole. Can it hold compressed gas is a good question. If it does, amazing. Amazing, because it's a covert ops hauler, right? You can fit armed to the T. Good luck killing it. I honestly believe that totally, Donnie. I think they'll put it down to like 450 or 500 on the drone bay. I totally agree. So this is like they made it. I'm not kidding, Chad. They made this for Chlorokin. They made it so that more people do Chlorokin stuff. I wonder if it can fit. I wonder if the expedition hold can also fit, speaking of Chlorokin, the, what the hell's it called? The force field bubble. What the hell's it called, chat? The stick you put in space to have a little mini base. What the hell's it called? Not the station, the little force field bubble. What the hell's that called? Compressed gas is smaller. POS. Excuse me. Thank you. The POS. Can it fit a POS inside of the expedition hold? That's a good question. Can it fit blue loot? Is going to be a big question mark, because if it can fit blue loot, my goodness, that's going to be even better. Can it fit mobile depots? Can it fit gas? Can it fit ore? You know, because if it can fit ore, there's ore in wormholes too. That would be kind of cool, but I would not. I could see it not fitting ore. So how big is a POS? Not yet put out. It's not very big. So
yeah. So when this,
so that we're not sure yet on some of this, but this already is very. They said yes to blue loot. Great. Okay, so blue loot. This is huge. So this is what's in the expedition hold. There's probably going to be more. Pretty incredible. Pretty much anything. Yeah, but they said that some. We'll see specifically, because you remember when the Torrent and the Deluge launched, you could fit PI materials, but you could not put in PI command centers, right? So like Lava Command Center was not allowed in the Deluges, whatever, all of them's infrastructure hold. Now it is. So they said no ammo. True. They said cap boosters, but no ammo. So we will see on the specifics. We will see, like, can you fit, I don't know, scanning charges? I don't know. We'll have to see. We're going to pop one and find out, won't we? Let's listen to what that this line means, this like system effect means. What does it mean?
The ship is in a specific system that has a effect, like one of the soft modifiers that we added in Legion, or in a wormhole system, or in a metaliminal storm, or in a system with a special landmark in it. It will actually just get a unique bonus, and maybe you could...
A landmark? Say that again.
Or in a wormhole system, or in a metaliminal storm, or in a system with a special landmark in it.
So a metaliminal storm is what happens during the winter nexus, and they're intermittently throughout New Eden, throughout all year, but during the winter they spread everywhere, and it's like colder. So it gets a buff if you're in a metaliminal storm. It gets a buff if you're in certain wormholes, so fine. I don't think he said anything about the null sov. Landmarks? What is that? It's an explorer ship. So if you're in the system where like Katya Say's beacon is, do you get like plus scan strength? Like if you're in Thera, do you get plus scanning strength? Landmark, like, he did say null sov. He did. Let's see.
Yeah, so when this ship is in a specific system that has a effect, like one of the soft modifiers that we added in Legion, or in a wormhole system, or in a metaliminal storm, or in a system with a special landmark in it, it will actually just get a unique bonus. And maybe you could go to Monarch into the Alliance tournament system and see, or...
Are we gonna...
It'll have a special buff in the Alliance tournament. This ship will have a special... here unique buff in the Alliance tournament area of space. This will be a flagship. 100 billion. The price keeps Trig and Edencom systems. Trig systems. Chat. Are we cooked? We're never affording this. It's just going to keep going up.
Want to tell people what it is, or will they have to find out themselves?
We're mostly going to let people find them out for themselves.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Like when people think about exploration, like mostly people think about the gameplay, but then there's also people like Kadia Sai and like Mark 726. Hopefully I got his name right. His like Eve travel blog.
Yeah.
And like this discovery and like going around space. So we intentionally kept that bonus like a little bit vague, so like people will discover them naturally. I'm sure some people...
They're not just describing whether in might be easiest to build your own on release rather than buy one. My indie corp is doing it. I'm gonna pay launch prices. So you know. No, I got Whirling. Yeah, I tell you, Whirling. Yes. It's because this is a battle cruiser. I think the goal is this is less than a Nestor. A Nestor is 1 billion. So at some point, this will probably be close to 1 billion. I think it'll stay at 1 billion for like a year. At a launch, this ship is like easily 3 to 5 billion. It might be more. Like the Barbaroga was 8 billion at launch. This does more than the Barbaroga. And what he's describing, where if you take this ship to where there's landmarks. The Odysseus landmark, Odysseus is the player we covered in our A Nomad's Tale. No, sorry, in our Down the Rabbit Hole playlist. Odysseus is the only player in EVE Online to go to every single star system without dying. The devs gave her a statue. So if you take the Odysseus to the Odysseus landmark, which is a thing, this is a player-honored thing. This ship has so much flavor. Flavor. Crazy. Dev said 2 billion ship, I think. How much is the Barbaroga now? I thought it was like 6 bill. I thought the Barbaroga was like 6 billion to Bobby Rogi. How much we got? Yeah, 6.5. Right. Very interesting.
People will go through Hobo Leagues and like they'll be on the university in a few weeks. But yeah, I mean we can show off one if you want.
Yeah,
how would we do that? Where would we?
If you go to maybe go to M2.
M2 no,
yeah.
Gotta be.
Hold on, it's on a different keyboard here.
M2 equals.
Where's that statue? I don't remember.
Not M2 equals.
M2 TAC, I think it is, right?
Yeah.
I agree, Garden. This ship sets the bar high for like every future ship. Like the ship has a lot of flavor to it, you know, and it's very, very, it literally does more by itself than any one ship in the game.
I was just on a non-Icelandic keyboard and I was lost.
We'll see.
M2CXFE.
Yes. The
Deluge and the Torrent were both nerfed the same day. And in fact, they were nerfed so quick that the fits I had in my Deluge and Torrent video, I had to change them the same hour that I uploaded those videos once the embargo lifted because it got nerfed so much. This ship, unfortunately, I think it will be nerfed because how is it not gone? I mean, it's so many things.
The system where there is a special landmark because of the big fight that happened.
Since we're on a test server, it's going to take me just a moment to get moved over there.
So a big fight happened in this null place that they're going. Okay. Back in the day.
The effect that you were talking about, they were also going to be in storms, right?
Yes.
And they're also going to be inside of
we're in Delve.
The Solve
Nullsec.
System effects. Is that correct as well?
Yeah, and also wormholes.
And wormholes.
Yeah. So if you're in a red giant wormhole, you'll get an extra effect in the ship.
Yeah.
Red giant wormhole, extra effect.
Yes.
And you can see it just above your HUD right now.
So we're not.
Oh, we're in M2. This is the site of one of the biggest fights in all of EVE. In EVE's history. So the Odysseus gets a salvage buff for just being in the area. This is a player battle that has affected the stat of a ship. This has never happened in EVE Online. That's really cool. It's more flavor.
Wow. I was sitting here, and in here, there's going to be higher salvage module duration.
Crazy.
Because of the big fight that was in here.
Fantastic. Look at this thing warp around.
I like this. It's going to be, you hop in somewhere like, oh, wait, I have an extra bonus. I wonder why.
That's true. Players will get this ship. They will warp into areas. They'll go, I have a buff, and it says M2 XFE Massacre. This is unironically like built-in lore. Where you go to a place and you're like, I have a buff here? Oh, it says blah, 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 blah. Oh, Odysseus monuments? What's that? And they Google, what's that? And then they see the lore. Sheesh. EVE Online.
Awesome. Is there anything we've missed about the ship in general? That we've gone through the bonuses.
Man.
We've gone through most of the
The only thing we haven't mentioned is how players are going to get it.
That's a good point.
Kind of agree, Freddie. I think all the Sisters of Eve ships should have this. At some degree. The Astero should have then the Stratios, then this, then the Nestor. I totally agree. Signed.
How do they get it?
Signed.
So the blueprint will be in the Sisters of Eve LP store, and then you'll be able to manufacture it. And it just uses regular minerals, although it is quite expensive. We were trying to make it cost about the same as an Orca right now, which might be a little bit too expensive, but we'll have to see how
it's going to be in the more expensive range.
Yes. Right now in the LP store, it's, I think, double the cost of a Nesta.
Okay.
The Barbaroga was 8 to 10 billion at launch. Their goal for this ship is for it to be 1.82 billion. Let's call it 2 billion. This ship at launch is going to go in for 8 to 10 billion. It's going to come down over the next 2 to 3 months to like 6 to 5 billion. And then depending on Plex prices specifically, we're going to see this approach 3 to 4 billion in 2 years. 250 resonators is a lot.
And the mineral cost right now is about 1.2 to 1.3 billion, I think. Maybe
It's never coming down. Never mind.
a bit higher than that.
So people will likely treat it more as a command kind of mothership of their gang if they're doing things, and not throw it maybe so straight into the fire.
Yeah, and this is one of the things that actually makes it balanced with the 0-point mass entangler.
Yes.
I got to tell you, that's true.
If this was a very cheap ship and you could just take hordes of people through wormholes, that would have all kinds of issues with projection and other things too, right?
Interesting.
I'm going to move it back to Polaris real quick.
Wow.
Because we have set up there the next thing we want to talk about, which is...
Wow, so we're going to talk about carriers in just a sec. We're almost there with the rest of the stuff that we have coming in for the expansion notes. Any final things for the Odysseus? Where you get it is Sisters of Eve, members, corporation stations for sale. We showed you how to do that in our other videos. You just find a Sisters of Eve loyalty point store. You go to your search bar, you type in Sisters of Eve, you find a loyalty point store. The Expedition Command link. So faction variation of the Expedition Command Burst. Interesting, can be found in the LP store. So there's actually a Sisters of Eve Expedition Command Burst module. That's not nothing. There's a whole module for this. The modules can be found there, fine. Let's read this. Improve scanning strength, virus coherence. Is coherence the damage or the HP inside of the minigame? I think coherence is your health inside of the minigame, so that's kind of cool. You can take more hits. It's HP, okay. So you can scan stuff down and you can survive better in this. This is like for newer players, because the HP, you want damage if you're a higher player. Pinpoint charge, scanning deviation, cycle time of salvager modules. I'm telling you guys, this is a PvP one. This is, you're going to scan something down faster. Instead of wow, 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 you can quote me. It's wow, wow, wow. Boom. It's wow, wow, wow. That's it. And then your salvagers are faster. So you get their wreck off the grid. Not a meme. Actually correct. Reach charge. Range of your analyzer modules and salvager modules and D-scan. So they're really pushing for these salvagers. I really, 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 really think that we're going to see a buff to the Noctis and a change to salvaging at some point. I really, 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 really think this. One, take my Plex. That's right. Actually, you know what I'm talking about. You got it. There's a new command mind link that can be bought for 20 million ISK and 20,000 LP. This is going to be like a 300 million, 400 million ISK implant. Wow. That's fantastic. What's the wow? You guys are being super funny. I love it. Sisters Expedition Command Mind Link combines the effect. No, sorry. This one's going to be like 100 million. This one's going to be like 600 million ISK. It's Armor and Expedition Mind Link. This one is going to be so expensive because the Mind Link plus the range of D-scan is going to be necessary for a lot of PvP. This is going to be potentially a billion ISK plugin for your implants. Amazing. Add a new integrated sensor array, carrier only module. Added a new sensor array? Carriers only? This video is going to be 3 hours long. It's going to be worth every single bit of it. Chat, some W's in the chat for the Odysseus, our new favorite ship, CCP Games. Do be cooking with the Odysseus. Massive stuff. Well done. It's beautiful. It does a lot. It quantifiably could have been its own expansion with the amount of content opportunities it opens up. Somebody check on Chlorokin. Is he going to get lottery charges? This is really sick. We love to see it. And it's got better. Really cool wormhole stuff. Check back for more wormhole things.
And that was some of my favorite content.
It's time for one of my favorite ships in the game. The return, hopefully B will return Methani Thursdays, Maybe I'll do. I love a good Thany. I'd love to join B in a Thany Thursday. I think that'd be sick. What's another ship? What's the Archon? We could do Archon Fridays. No, that didn't sound right. Thany Thursdays was B's thing. What's the other one? It's the Rev. No, that's the Dread. It's the Thany, the Archon, the Chimera, and the... I don't remember the other one. I don't remember. Nidhogger. We could do... We'll stick with Thany Thursday.
On Twitch at the time. So, I don't know.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, the Thanatos lives in my heart. It's a cool ship, and it's also the one we're going to be showcasing the most.
Fantastic!
Not biased at all.
I misheard.
It's also the one that got like the biggest facelift. I think.
Oh, yeah,
like
It got a huge facelift.
It
And
looks
it
so
did?
much better
Good.
than it used to. I mean, not that it was bad before.
No,
but,
sure.
No, it never
All carriers now look better. They got a massive facelift.
iconic look.
Yeah.
That's not nothing. Some people hear visual improvements. Who cares? This game where you're looking at your ship, you gotta get in your ship and go, yes, that's how it is. For many ships, the upgrade to the cruisers, I'm loving how the cruisers look now. They upgraded the carriers. Let's see how they
But it
look.
looks so good.
Let's see.
I think once we land, we'll quickly just zoom past them all and 3D camera our way around.
Look at that, chat. Chimera Archon.
They did get a
Thany Mid.
facelift, but we also had some big changes to different aspects of them. One of them being price. Can you talk to us about how much we're lowering them in price?
Yeah, I mean, straight away, we're basically going to be cutting 30% off the cost of the build cost of all of the...
30%. Carriers, ladies and gentlemen, 30% cheaper. Undock. Let's get it going. That's a big deal, y'all. Sheesh.
The
Indie
idea
Bros,
is basically
30% easier to make. We're going to be buying these.
to bring the price point down between the Dreadnought and
Woohoo!
the Marauder.
Yes.
So it kind of like fits sort of in between those. So you're really sort of looking at hull prices, I think around like 1.3, 1.4, and then with the fitting.
Marauder, Carrier, Dread. I like that they're doing this. Okay, Marauder, Carrier, Dread.
You're probably looking at around 2 bill.
Yep. Yep.
That obviously
So they're going to
prices
be
will vary.
considerably cheaper.
Considerably cheaper. Yeah, that's right. We also
Looks like carriers are back on the menu, boys. That's pretty
are
great.
going to be dropping
That's pretty great.
the build time of them by 10%.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the more focus is on the actual cost themselves. We just felt that like they were so close to the Dreadnought in terms of cost,
Yes.
and it was like they don't have the same firepower.
No, and the changes that we're doing to them as well, it's not just making it into a DPS monster.
No.
It's more utility focused. That is
Yes.
where we want these ships to be used as a utility machine in a way.
Exactly. I mean,
I didn't hear any of that. I will rewind. So chubby.
so
Let's
when we
rewind a
really
little
think
bit.
about
No, and the changes that we're doing to them as well, it's not just making it into a DPS monster.
No.
It's more utility focused. That is
Yes.
where we want these ships to be used as a utility machine in a way.
Good. Dreadnoughts are a big damage bonk. There they are. Bonk. Hit them. Carriers, just increasing their damage, wasn't going to do it because dreads are just better at dealing damage. So they're giving them more utility. We're starting to see the niches of the carrier changing and getting more into the support category instead of into that you can still do damage with them, but their role is going to be more support oriented.
exactly. I mean, so
Okay.
when
Good.
we really
Good.
think about it, we were looking at the Dreadnought, and we're looking at sort of super high DPS, and it is kind of the king of the capital ship.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, when we look at the carrier usage, we see a drop in carrier usage, and it's like, okay, why is that? What is the problem? And it's like, could we solve that by just
I agree too, Savage. Large dinner plate with a built-in hand-holdy device.
a combat machine with multiple polygons everywhere, looking really nice. Look at that.
How good it looks.
Up in the DPS, and it's like, well,
Look at that.
Good.
Well, I mean, we could,
But
it doesn't.
Ooh, like this area in the middle is better
Is that
too.
what we want?
No, but exactly. I mean, we end up just creating a
Sick.
situation where, like, okay, are we just competing? Are
Love
the
that.
two ships competing with each other?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then like,
exactly.
it doesn't really solve the problem. So when we were looking at the carriers, we were thinking like,
Oh my God,
okay,
show the Archon.
What is their role on the battlefield? And that is a very large question that has very different answers depending on who you ask.
Yes.
But from the research and like the conversation we're having,
You could just see the detail and everything. Look, it's got multiple like launch bays. I love that Amar in the center. That's
really
sick.
seemed to be that
Sick.
like they fit quite naturally in the support and utility part of the ecosystem. And I think
Especially once they got conduit
yes,
ability.
True,
yes, exactly. Like
Yes.
The ability to bring ships in. But the biggest problem with that is that you would conduit a gang in with your carrier, and then you warp the carrier to a ping
Yes.
and cloak it. And then
Yes.
you focus on your real fighting ship, right?
Correct.
So we've tackled
See?
that in a way. But the biggest change, I think, first of all, the price being much lower, so you can be more affordable and throw these kind of things around.
yes,
But we're adding another fighter tube,
yes,
a support fighter tube.
it supports fight tube. Yeah,
Let's actually talk about support.
We're getting another fighter tube. They're just giving. Oh, it says support fighter tube. Yo, that's really interesting. So they're not just increasing the damage. They're letting you do 3 damage and then 1 support fighter tube extra. So now you can do either 4 support. Support fighters are exactly what it sounds like. They are like E-War stuff, you know, very, very similar. So now you can do 3 DPS, 1 support, or like 2 support, 2 DPS. Because look, it's only out of 2, so they're going to do out of, I assume they're making it out of 2. That's really good. So you don't have to stop your DPS to get better stuff. That literally makes carriers better without increasing their damage because you give them, it makes them more horizontally better. It gives them more options. Yeah.
Support fighters in general. And I'm going to hop into a ship here. I don't actually have support fighters on the ship.
Okay.
But we're going to show something off later as well. Actually, let's take a pit stop and load fighters in here because it looks so insanely cool when we
my God, yes,
we load them up here.
Loading fighters?
My thing is gone with my fighters. FC
We'll find it.
There we go.
FC what do?
I'm going to go to...
Loading fighters.
Fighter bay. And I kind of want to do this and decouple my cam at the same time because I want to showcase
What, did they make the animation better in the menu? No, what if...
how cool this looks.
okay, cool.
I'm thinking because the mining upgrades were like in space.
I'm going to try and move a little closer here. And we actually see
Please.
fighters get loaded now
Yep.
into the actual ship itself. Like, look at this.
Oh wow,
So they
It's
get
an aircraft carrier! It's actually a carrier! You see him going onto the ship. Go rewind that.
actual ship itself.
Look at that!
Like, look at this.
oh wow.
So they get loaded in there graphically, and then when you send them out, they fly out
Oh,
like actual
yeah.
fighters would do.
Wow.
One concern that we were worried about is it going to
Beautiful.
make launching them any slower, or is it going to...
Guys, that's sick. It looks great. Like, they don't have to do that. You know, this was not a needed change. But now, and you're not really gonna be looking at that while you're like, you know, in space. But that first time you get in your carrier and you load in your furbolgs, and you press that button. Carriers still, I disagree.
So they
Maya.
get loaded in
We'll
there
see.
graphically, and then when you send them out, they fly out like
Matter of
actual
time.
fighters would do.
I will.
One concern that we were worried
Hi,
about
honey. Everybody say hi to Mrs. Loru.
is it going to make launching them any slower, or is it going to add nothing like that?
Nothing like that at all.
So when I
this is-
click,
This is good because remember, if you're in a station and you right click your ship and get it repaired, I don't think I have anything on this. The bobs will come in. Those little drones will come in and they'll like repair your ship. But you can just press repair and leave. You don't have to wait out the animation, right? They've made it. You guys are accepting my stuff. Great. They've made it so that that is an animation, but doesn't slow down the actual playing. That's
this.
great.
You'll see a visual indication of them.
Yep.
Sending themselves off, but the fighter self, this is a visual part. Like they'll
Sick.
join
The
the
fighters are
group.
already out. Yes.
They're already out.
Okay, so show me that again.
When I click this, you'll see a visual indication of them
Yep.
sending themselves off, but the fighter self, this is a visual part. Like they'll join the
fighters are
group.
already out. Yes.
They're already out and ready to be
Yep.
used.
No.
It's a real carrier now.
Exactly.
But talking about support fighters in general, we're adding an extra tube,
Okay, big.
but we're also touching up
Big.
support fighters.
Yes. Yeah. So I mean, there's a couple of
I love
things.
it.
So
I love
when we're adding the extras, the support tube, we're not. We're essentially only increasing the number of tubes total. So if you want to have 3 light fighters out, you can have an additional support fighter, which
Yeah.
is like
Big
quite
deal.
a big increase. But because we can have 2 support tubes, it means you could run 2 and 2. So
What did I say?
2 light fighters and 2 support fighters.
So we're not adding an extra tube that can be an extra damage
Yes.
fighter tube.
Yeah.
But technically,
Sure. Technically,
you can
yes.
have 3 fighters and the utility
And
one
the
still
utility,
now.
yeah,
Correct.
exactly.
Or you can rock 2 and 2.
You rock 2 and 2, yeah. So there's a little bit more versatility when it comes to what support fighters you want to use.
Yeah.
Which is something that I felt that, like, if you're trying to maximize DPS, you want to just run the maximum number of
Chimera
light
looks good.
flights you can.
Yeah.
And so you end up sacrificing the DPS, 30% of your DPS
Right.
to have in drummies or sirens. or
Yes,
whatever.
for application.
Those support fighters better be really good at those touch-ups if you're going to sacrifice a third of your DPS for whatever the hell they give.
For holding the targets
Exactly.
or nuding or ECMing them.
Yes.
Which
Oh.
those fighters were kind of
They were bad.
underpowered.
Yes. Yeah.
We've touched them up, but we haven't tuned them up to like 11.
No. So
Okay.
this is the thing. Throughout all of this, we want to make sure we're doing iterations. We're not just swinging
Which carrier has the newts? Which carrier has the newt support fighters?
in the hammer because we don't want to
Yeah.
miss and have to pull everything back. So we're making
Archon?
sure that we're like doing these incremental changes, making
it
it
does.
like, okay, I think we're happy with this. Let's see what people think, and then
Wow.
keep going forward. But the other thing to mention is, so the Cenobites are getting a little bit of a buff, and the Scarabs are getting a buff, but also just on the carriers themselves, they are getting an improvement to their support utility.
Yes, so individual carriers. So for example here, the Nidhogger, if I show info, this is going to have a bonus specifically to drummies.
Yes. Yeah.
So, still good, still big. You like the cat emojis? I love that. Oh, Garfield, that's cute. You like the Krendor ones? That's fun. I like that. So they're gonna buff the base stats of support fighters, and each ship is going to buff a certain E-war of their chosen racial fighters. So the Nidhogger is going to buff web range, web strength of support fighters. Youch! Wow. You're cracking about him? I love it, honey. I love it. Everybody spam your favorite Krendor emojis with show them what's up. That's a pretty big... So it's a big deal because it's going to make these more used for sure. Dreads are still the main thing. I really think you're going to... Carriers, I've always kind of said this, carriers feel like orcas. They feel in between battleships and capital ships. I very much have said for years that there needs to be a tier in between battleships and capital ships, where it should be like, it should be battleships, marauders, carriers, dreads should go up the chain. Then supers and titans are its own thing. This is cool. I like this. I don't know. Carriers and fighters as they work are still weird because you basically can only use them on still bigger ships because they're tracking just. We'll have to see. This is interesting. We'll definitely do some kind of Thany Thursday. I'll see if B wants some help on Thany Thursday. It'll be fun.
Now we couldn't boost the strength of Thanatos pointing, so we've increased the afterburner speed on those.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. Hey,
We buffed the Nidhogger to make the webbing better. Can we make the Thanatos hard point every ship in the game?
Like, no, they're going to move to after. Okay, that's still pretty good.
Then ECM and Nudings for the Archon and the Chimera.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
How strong are these support fighters going to be here?
Yeah, that's the really.
So in terms of, well, if you think about it from a buff perspective, we are increasing it by 100%.
Yeah.
Like by having the extra.
By having an extra utility fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
But you can also then obviously customize. You don't have to have like two Drommies. You could have Drommy Sirens, so you could do like web and point if you wanted to. But for the ships themselves, they are going.
So it's not even capital E war because fighters are really good at killing battle cruisers and battleships. They're not so great at killing frigates or cruisers. Carriers to me. What do I think they're going to be with this? It's tough to say, honestly. Carriers feel like what I'd like carriers to be is like a mobile base almost, where like a mini Titan that kind of feels like a starting point. Titans are very much like mobile stations. That's a good way to like describe that. Supers feel similar in a different way. I'd like carriers to feel like a mobile base that you can like start at, and there's ammo and there's a bunch of stuff there, you know. The conduiting helps with that. Carrier ratting is not really great. That's why we did dread ratting. We'll have to see how it is now. It's like a logistics ship. Yeah, the fact you can conduit and it's a big beefy thing that has a lot of one person becomes 3 with fighters and you can lock from far away. So Odysseus is kind of a carrier. Literally, it's the same kind of feel, right? What I'd fighters are weird. Carriers are weird because in Eve, it comes down, a lot of times the big fights come down to less what is something designed for, and it comes down to more what it's actually used for. So if we look at, for example, Marauders are used subcap because they are just some of the best solo things, fantastic. But what ends up happening is Marauders are outshined the moment somebody has a high damage dreadnought on grid. You'll remember when I was in my Barbaroga, we got popped by a bunch of people in Maelstroms, I think, or in Feroxes. We got hit down on our Pochvan stream in less than a second. I was in my camera and my Barbaroga died because we just got alphaed by a bunch of guns. A Moros and any kind of dreadnought is going to do a ton of damage and is going to be just a standard big, large, beefy freaking ship. So, and the problem with carriers are see how it says like Thanatos Nyx? This is one of the most confusing things about this, is that this is why I don't like how this is set up, is that visually, and they'll get there. Let's let them cook. The Thani feels, and a lot of these carriers feel like it should be here. And the Fox should be its own thing. Like this is a Healy ship, and the Super shouldn't even be in this category because the Nyx is, notice how it has 0 ISK because this is as expensive and as utility-wise a little bit less than a Titan. Nyxes are little quotes around it, Titans. Okay, Titans are the biggest ships in the game. Super carriers are not carriers. It's like I think they'll fix this because they just got done homogenizing warp speed and homogenizing a bunch of other stuff that'll help to understanding. Let them cook. I have faith in them. The direction they're going, I see the Orca and carriers, these specifically, becoming their own box. Because again, the hell is an Orca doing in a sub-cap? It takes capital ship mats, but it's a sub-cap ship. You know? And carriers are as much DPS as battleships, with more utility in different directions than battleships. So, and one of the problems with carriers too is how EVE is, where NPC stations are so prevalent. I would love for EVE Online to add more areas of space that have no stations whatsoever that carriers can go into. Because someone dropped $500, God bless you for using my code. Big sale right now, chat. Check out my Patreon for how to get Omega for literally $8 a month. With the Omega sale and Plex sale, you marry them together. We show you how. Would you like Omega for $8 a month? Not clickbait. Go check out my Patreon. It's all free. We show it to you. If there was a way to like have areas of outside of nullsec, for example, that were no NPC stations, then carriers would thrive because you could have this like mobile base. That's like a starting point that you could use not just as a suitcase, but as somebody that could fight back with fighters and just has a lot of firepower. But the moment another capital ship comes on grid, your carrier's in trouble. Carriers can't really deal with dreadnoughts, right? Because dreadnoughts are literally good at killing carriers. So then you bring a carrier, somebody brings a dreadnought, right? So you bring your dreadnought, someone brings more dreadnoughts, and it just all of a sudden becomes a dreadnought fight instead of a carrier fight. So let's see.
To essentially have a 10% increase in their strength all around.
This is a good change.
If you have carrier 5, of course, because it's a carrier specific bonus.
You can tell they're being careful with this. We'll see where this goes. Let's keep listening.
So we're increasing the fighter tubes, so we have to increase the amount of fighters they can carry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we're also increasing something else.
Yes, we are. So we say the word carrier. They are meant to carry things. So we are actually going to be increasing the ship maintenance bay. So if you want to jump onto the... So as you see there, we've now got 2 million.
How much does a bulkhead hold? 2 million on carriers? What the hell? How much does a bulkhead hold, bro? What the heck? The ship maintenance bay. Now wait, does it get a bonus? It holds almost as much as a bulkhead. That's why I said they are combat jump freighters now. There it is. There it is. Ship maintenance bay at 2 million. Ship maintenance bay at 2 million means you are now, this is on their official YouTube Pocket. Carrier is just a jump freighter I can rat in from time to time. That's not a joke. That's actually what it is now. So henceforth, those are called bowheads, bulkheads. Sorry. I meant, sorry, it's a bowhead. Sorry to chat. This ship is now like, you don't need to buy a bowhead anymore because you just get a carrier. Now, okay, so a bowhead is like 1.7 billion, but it only carries stuff. That's all it is. It's just a Holly ship. Carriers can do combat. Carriers can conduit. Carriers can... 2 million M3. How much is that? How many battleships is that, chat? Let's see. Is that 2 Marauders? How many battleships can that hold? Let's see. That's... let's come down here. One Marauder is 470,000 M3, so I can hold 4 in one carrier. I can hold 4 fully fit Marauders and still have room for some frigates. You could conduit fleet of bowheads. There it is. Bowhead can fly in high sec. Now, okay, there you go, Lancer. There's the use case. Bowheads are used to fly a lot of ships around high sec. There's your use case. Bowheads. Are bulkheads even used? They're called bowheads. I misspoke. But I don't think bowheads are used. Calculation shows them combining 12k plex. Really? Are they? Yes, exactly correct. Yeah, that's what it is, JJ. You are correct with that. This is so they just embraced the suitcase meme of carriers and they get a bunch of ship maintenance bays. Means that now you can use, I really, with the Odysseus and with the carriers, I foresee EVE Online space growing. I foresee EVE Online space growing horizontally with maybe we finally go into Jove space or something. And then there's areas of space that have no NPC stations. Because why else would you need to carry all this stuff? I really think that will come into the next couple years. Probably. This is a good change for carriers. This basically means that if you want to just dedicated haul stuff, you get in a bowhead. If you want to protect yourself and kind of moved with a sword in your hand, like I'm going to move all my stuff, but I'm going to protect myself, then you get a carrier. Then you can also sort of kind of rat in from time to time. So this definitely, nomads are going to eat very, very well. But see, the thing about it is null sec, people said oh, there's all this empty areas of null. It's really not empty, right? With carriers, nullsec is still mapped and watched by everybody. So even if there's so many people going out, I think they're enabling people to go explore more for sure. I actually wish EVE Online was bigger. Maybe that's happening soon.
So it's essentially double from what it was previously. This is essentially we want it to be used in terms of
big deal.
Carrying things, but also just for travel around New Eden.
Yeah.
So it's making it just that much more effective. So the carriers themselves are now the third best.
Correct.
I guess the super carriers and the Titans have the bigger ones, but
it's much better than a dreaded carrier.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
It's the same as the bowhead now, right? So it's pretty cool for something with a jump drive.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the same as the bowhead. The bowhead's cheaper, but can only do one thing. I think they need to nerf the bowhead's cost then, because if the carriers are going to be 2 billion and the bowhead is like 1.7, then they need to nerf the bowhead's cost too. Probably a little bit later. That balance will come. And then, of course, the dread can't carry as much because the dread's not for that. The dread's for offense. The dread's for ratting. The dread's for fighting. The carrier's for, like, logistics. I liked what y'all said. It's a nice roamer, right? Luggage is so expensive. It's nice to get more for your money, for sure. Yes.
Yeah, very good point.
And then the fighter bay also got increased.
Yes,
of
to make
course.
space for having a fourth tube.
Yeah, exactly. So you have a little bit more.
That's
utility
already
in
huge.
terms of like the amount of fighters you can actually have,
They had
and
to.
then being able to carry them as well.
Yep. Okay.
The other addition.
Pretty cool.
I was talking about conduiting into a fight and then sending your carrier onto a ping to just cloak it.
Yes.
Yeah.
The problem carriers had was not just doing things on the grid, utility or damage wise, but also in needing a fax to stay alive and being now a problem for the fleet to keep alive instead of kind of just staying alive itself.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this new sensor array.
Before we talk about a new sensor array, the thing about carriers that are weird is that Eve, you're never probably going to like 1v1 a carrier. You know what I mean? Like if someone has a carrier, you're going to be like, FC, I found a carrier. And you're going to tackle them. There's going to be a bunch of ships and you're going to get a big kill mail, you know? So I think that Eve Online should have nullsec as its big area. And I really think more smaller gang areas should happen somehow. I don't know how they can do it, but we'll have to see about it because I like all these ideas, but I really think it's just going to still be dread balls. And I'm not trying to be dooming. I'm saying like what's going to act right. A cenotaph obliterates a carrier. So we'll see.
We have
just because it has a counter doesn't mean it's bad. I'm saying that this all sounds great, but it sounds like carriers are just big like jump freighters now that can defend themselves. And that's good. I'd like more from them. I'd like them to be more than just a backpack. I'd like them to have a backpack with a knife.
NSA, but now we have a new thing called an integrated sensor array.
A new module.
So we're essentially splitting the NSA and the ISA. So that the ISA or the integrated sensor array is for carriers, and the NSA is for super carriers. Essentially,
ISA is for Tech 1 carriers. The NSA is for super carriers. Got it.
Provides all of the same buffs that the previous NSA would provide. But we've also, as you can see there, we've done quite a significant increase to its local tank. So that's a reduction by...
I can't see anything. Better cap usage, sensor strength usage, strength range bonus, can't warp. Sure, scan res, disallow docking. We good to go. This kind of feels like a nerf.
By about 30% in the duration of like
cycle time,
yep. And also a reduction in cap usage as well. So effectively,
cycle time's only 2 minutes instead of 5. So it's like a siege for carriers. And what it does, you can't tether. You shield and armor rep faster. You can't dock. Your scan res bonus is increased by 500%. So you can lock stuff faster for 2 minutes. You can't warp. So you're grid locked on grid. You need less cap to heal. You can warp, scramble, strength. You could just, that guy's scrammed. So that, boop, he's locked. You can target 11,000% out and you're hard to ECM. So this is like a, hey, cycle time reduction is a giant buff for PvE. It really is. 2 minutes is that's a big deal. It's a buff. We'll see.
You are in a position
Heavy
where
scram.
you can actually take a little bit more damage than you have previously. I mean, when we were like doing our research, or even just from my experience,
we'll see what the NSA does.
Never really fit active tanks on carriers.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just not really heard of. So this hopefully gives us more opportunity to start seeing more of
sky netting. Nova says they're nerfing sky netting. Sky netting is when a carrier sits like a bajillion away from you and you can't get to it and it kills you. So we'll see.
And therefore potentially, as you mentioned,
how they nerfing
as you
Skynet?
Mentioned with the, do you know what? I've forgotten what I've just said.
This is cool.
We can swap it over to how people get the integrated sensor array. Is this something that will get converted?
Could be a bigger Hector, yes. Skynetting's been dead for years. What you call Skynetting now is tame. There it is.
Yes, so in terms of conversion, like we still have the NSA that's still available, same ways you would get it.
Yeah.
What ship do I use to get BPOs from Jeddah? I use my Viator.
We are going to be applying the same thing to the integrated sensor. Be the same way as you'll have the BPOs available, but for the transition period.
Oh my God, does this take Straunt? I don't see a fuel cost. This is just a gridlock that doesn't take fuel. You're gonna assign your fighters to the subcaps. Nice. Okay, or you used to. I don't see Straunt, right? This is no fuel. That's big.
Basically, probably for the next couple of months, you'll be able to access
Straunt.
the ISA from LP stores.
Right, a lot to activate. A lot of cap to activate.
And be able to swap the NSA 1-for-1 with the ISA.
So you basically just go there and swap it in an LP store.
Yeah,
but during the transition period, you will still be able to fit an NSA on a carrier or no?
No.
So as when patch hits, you will not be able to use an NSA anymore.
No.
Sure.
But you'll be able to swap it for the...
So if you have a carrier, you have an NSA, and we do, you can swap it for an ISA. Got it.
Pretty easily.
One big difference here is that this has a 2-minute activation time.
Yes. Yes.
Why did we add that instead of the 1 minute from the NSA?
Yeah. So one of the other things we're looking at is Skynetting.
Yes.
One of the problems we have is that if you, because of the exceptional range that carriers have, you can sit pretty much in entire safety around a citadel, and launcher fighters have them 10,000 kilometers away.
Yeah.
And should you be in a situation where you run into a problem, you can abandon your fighters and you wait out your weapons timer,
which is very short.
It's very short.
And then basically you just tether up and are safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Invulnerable again.
Yeah. So what we've actually done is quite a significant reduction in the carrier's locking range. So they're round about 300 to 350 kilometer range they can actually lock, unless you use the ISA, which increases the range back to pretty much normal levels you had previously. But the
Understood. So they've had a far lock range, and they're nerfing the base lock range and making it so that now you have to activate a module that disallows your warp to be able to lock stuff from that far away. That's pretty great. So like right now we can lock within a scan res. Where is it? So where the hell does it say? So look, I can target out to 5,000 with my Thanatos right now. So this base value is getting nerfed to like 300. And then if you use the ISA, it goes back out to a far duration. I like this because it doesn't just like, hey, you can target something 5K out, you know, so pretty good.
The difference is now is that
more balanced,
the ISA has a 2-minute cycle time, which means that you would need to wait out that cycle time like a siege module.
Yeah.
You'd have to wait out that cycle time before you were able to be retethered.
Wow, the Archon looks
before
great.
You would be able to jump out.
Wow.
I think there's a new hard lock now, 750 kilometers, if I'm not mistaken. When it comes to normal, if you just increase it with like sensor boosters and stuff.
Correct, yeah.
But if you want to get the extreme ranges, you will have to use this module, which is now a 2-minute timer. Which is very different when it comes to Skynetting.
Yes.
And the safety of doing so.
Exactly.
Pretty cool.
And the other thing with the ISA, which is we wanted to remove the penalties for e-war.
Yes.
So you do have the ability to use e-war.
That is something that people might not.
That's a big deal. That in the past you couldn't use e-war on carriers. It wouldn't let you. Now you can have e-war slotted onto your carriers. Okay, so we got much more. This is now a support ship. You're going to have 3 dreads and 1 carrier, basically. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, so let's go to the notes here so we can kind of dive in. You can have a Hector carrier now. So carrier cost has been reduced by 30%, build times by 10%, about $1 billion ISK per hull at the time of writing. Very big deal. They've increased. Every carrier is getting 1 more support fighter tube. Great. Everybody's getting more tubes, and it's going to be a support fighter. Great. You're also going to be able to hold more fighters. You can read the various buffs. Every single one is getting their own faction buff. Fighter bays are increasing. We just talked about that. And you can see them now. This is pretty sick. You can see the stuff taking off. This brings the ships in the same ballpark as the bowhead. So they're also decreasing. Then they're decreasing the maximum targeting because they're building it into a module to make it more of a choice. You know, so this is really cool. I like this a lot. So integrated sensor array is going to be a little NSA, and it's going to effectively give you a choice that like, hey, I'm on grid. I don't oh, hey, a lot of stuff's coming in. ISA, great. Now I'm grid locked. Now I can lock onto stuff. It's hard to ECM me and keep stuff going. That's pretty great. Carriers buffed. This is a buff. And we're going to see how much this changes. So super carriers can now conduit jump. Wow. Did y'all know that? Super carriers can now conduit jump. All subcap ships can be jumped. My goodness. Foxes increased the fuel base. They can siege for longer. Very interesting. Wow. Big. This change is like a one-liner that actually affects how everybody in nullsec travels around. They gave them the carrier ability. It doesn't make sense why carriers can, but supers can't. They're making it more of a flavor thing, giving more stuff coming in, and these are all reduced in cost. Look, there's a lot of balance changes as well. Stratios is getting changed. Cenotaph is changed. Mamba's getting buffed. Orca's getting changed. We're getting a Plex log. Miscellaneous changes. You can now, just like you have a wallet that's tracking Plex, you can also have a wallet that tracks that wallet that has Plex in it. You're going to get a Plex log so you can see stuff. This is important for people like me because I do a lot of Plex back and forth with y'all and with other stuff. So Orca is getting a buff. Porpoise is getting a buff. Mamba is easier to build. Mechable, Venture. Mechable and Mambas are easier to build. Venture Blueprint no longer requires Isogen. Venture buff. That's a big buff. It's going to make their cost go down. There's now a Nubro-friendly epic arc that for Nubros, that at the end, you get a Pioneer. You get a free Pioneer ship as the new ship coming in. There's new air opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so much more in Catalyst. I mean, look at this. 2D maps, Plex transaction logs, mining improvements, carrier updates. Look at all. This is one of the biggest expansions since Wormholes, and we're going to cover all of it in depth on our playlist. So check out the news playlist right here, bookmark it, get ready, sub right here, chat. We might actually hit 40,000 YouTube subs before the end of the year with the sheer amount of content that CCP Games wants me to make. This is a big deal. We're about to have a fun time. 2026 is going to be a great time. We'll see you on the streams. Let's get it, chat. We'll see ya in the next video. Thanks very much.